right, we are on. People can see us.
We are on.
We are live. Thank you, viewers.
Hello.
Thank you, all of our wonderful viewers. Okay.
I can see my house.
All right. So, thank you everyone for logging on. Welcome back to the adventures. Welcome back, adventurers. See if I can read my own handwriting. To the Lost Mine of Phandelver saga with your cast here at Lakeside Legendz. Now, I am going to preface this video with a little disclaimer. We are going off the rails a little bit this episode, or I am expecting that we will. So I prepared a lot of stuff, and I looked up a lot of different stuff about the Sword Coast and all this other places and whatnot. I could not decipher if this was actually Wizards of the Coast 5e information, or if this was based off of the video game that they made. Or someone made. So, disclaimer, a lot of this information is not my own. It might be someone else's. And if it's not Wizards of the Coast, please don't sue us. Thank you. All right. So first...
We're not big enough for that.
No, we're not. We have imra'lyr Sardith, the Shadow Elf Ranger, played by Lore. Kinsley, our firbolg cleric, played by me, or Blair. Oh, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. Me, a changeling druid, played by Arthur. Francisco Guadalupe del Valle, a changeling fighter, played by Trevor. And our guest for the evening, Radoth the human druid, played by Michael. And let's not forget about yours truly, your DM and master storyteller for this saga, DM David.
Yay!
On last week's episode, our heroes finally found themselves staring up at the decrepit Cragmaw Castle. Eventually making their way inside, the group took on a horde of goblins and hobgoblins. They even managed to dispatch of an especially nasty-looking Grick. After hours of wandering the castle looking for Gundren, our adventurers stumbled upon a scene that made their hearts stop. In the northeastern tower of Cragmaw Castle, an aging yet incredibly large bugbear had Gundren Rockseeker in his grasp and was holding him at knife point. King Groll of the Cragmaw told the party to drop their weapons, threatening to cut down the unconscious dwarf if they did not. The party stopped, and Francisco, being the only one actually in the room, laid his weapons down. However, our exotic changeling instead began to request the return of Gundren. King Groll stated, "This dwarf is going to the spider." Francisco then attempted to question the bugbear about the black spider. Getting irritated and not wanting to deal with these idiotic adventurers anymore, King Groll contradicted his last statement, declaring, "I don't even need the dwarf anymore," and moved to end him. Seeing this, imra'lyr flung herself around the edge of the door and shot her gun at King Groll. Unfortunately, the bugbear was expecting something like this and moved Gundren right in the bullet's path. Gundren fell dead. King Groll tossed the body aside and launched himself at the group, starting a massive battle, during which a female drow came out of hiding and dealt a few massive blows to Francisco. Once King Groll was toppled, however, the drow turned to run, but was instantly killed by a moonbeam Me had set on them. Once dead, the female drow changed, revealing itself to be a doppelganger with the tattoo of a black spider etched into its upper left shoulder. With their enemies dead, our heroes ran to Gundren's side, hoping they could save him, but the dwarf was gone. Searching the room, Kinsley and Radoth found King Groll's hidden treasure hoard and Gundren's map to Wave Echo Caves. Disheartened by what had happened, the crew gathered their dead friend and made their way out of the closest goblin-free exit, marching toward home. And that is where we are now. I am stumbling over my words, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why.
That's a long intro.
Yes, a long one this week. Very long.
A lot happened.
Yeah. In a very short amount of time.
Yes, a lot did happen. Very much. So, adventurers, what are we doing?
What time of day is it? Like,
so
where are we at?
At the end of last session, I had said that you guys were walking out. The sun was just beginning to crest over to the eastern side, or I think the eastern side is where it sets. Maybe it's the west. I don't know. It's starting to set, so it's early evening, late afternoon.
And we're on the road going back?
You guys are currently on the outside of the castle, Neverwinter woods surrounding the castle. So you raid off, knowing the way, having known everything, where everything is, would be leading you through the wood back to the Tribor Trail, which will lead you to the path going wherever you want to go.
Last I heard, we're headed to Neverwinter.
That's where I want to go.
I'll help carry you and Gundren, and I'll lead the way, and then I'll turn into a horse again.
Okay. While we're walking or riding or whatever, kind of cleaning up Gundren a little bit.
Okay.
Best I can.
So you guys are making your way through the woods, right off the horse, carrying Gundren and leading the way. Eventually you make it out. You're heading south out of the wood to the Tribor Trail. If you're going to be heading to Neverwinter, you'll be making a right to go west, heading towards the path that is called the High Road. The High Road is the original road our party traveled on to get to Phandelver and the Tribor Trail. So you'll be heading north. It's going to take you probably a day to get there. Wait, no, I take that back. You guys, it only took you a half day to get, or a full day to get to Thunder Tree, and you're already essentially halfway there. So you'll get there by late evening.
Of the same day?
Of the same day, yeah.
Late evening.
Yeah, so probably around like 9-ish, maybe 10.
Well, Himbra, this is, I believe, your turn to lead us. I do not know where you are planning on taking Gundren.
We're going back to Neverwinter.
No, yes, but I assume that you know somebody that could tal vez rectify this.
I have somewhere I want to go, but I think that we needed to maybe camp outside of the city before we go in, just so I can. I need to think about what I am going to do.
Well, we will follow your lead, whatever it is you decide to do. You're the one who knew Gundren the best.
Okay. So you guys
So
are...
I guess we just heading out.
Okay, you guys are on the high road, heading north. You have the beautiful sea to your west, to your left side as you're walking. You hear waves crashing against the mountain. You guys are not mountain, but against the coastline. You guys are up the water. It's kind of a drop-off cliff, and then there's the water there. As you travel north, however, the road begins to decline, eventually bringing you the same level of the ocean. You see more and more people as you're getting closer and closer to Neverwinter. You see people with carts and a few bands of people walking south, people walking north. The high road is probably the most traveled road on the Sword Coast as it goes between all the major cities, including Neverwinter. Eventually, you guys see the giant walls surrounding the Neverwinter city. As you're getting close, it's getting later into the evening, and you're probably about a mile away at this point. What do you want to do?
Well, I suppose we are making camp, no?
Yes, please. We need to find somewhere to rest. It's a little ways from here.
Well, I do not want to pry, but I do want to know, why don't we just go in the city right now?
I don't know what to tell them. I need the night to clear my head and think I need to think, and I know where to go. I'm not in the right headspace for doing this right now. So, if we could just make camp for tonight, please.
Alright. I begin putting up tents.
I do have a new spell that I could use and make us a little hut. Protect us from prying eyes.
Ra?
I know what it is.
Ra?
Sorry.
Joke from one of our prior campaigns.
And I was the one who had it before too.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the same chant?
No.
But it's still 10 minutes of the same type of chanting.
Kinsley is not Hanukkah. She's very different.
Okay. So we just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and I will start a ritual casting to cast Leomund's tiny hut and
Okay.
give us some shelter. Oh no, I cannot cast.
¿Por qué
Are you
no?
out of spells?
No, D&D Beyond is being mean.
Well, just keep track of it on your phone or something for now. I mean, you're gonna go to bed and have full... You guys are in an area now
It's good.
that the road is really populated. There are actually other people camping along the road near you. So any creature or anything thinking of tackling a group would be sorely mistaken to try at this point.
This will just keep us warm,
Unless it's a
keep
thief
us
or something.
dry.
Right, yeah.
And only people who I allow in can come in, so.
There you go.
Okay, well, I guess this is where we're sleeping. Oh, it's a very small, cramped little space. Anyone want to cuddle?
I'll cuddle.
Okay, hey, you want to be
Radar
big spoon or
always
little
down.
spoon?
I don't discriminate.
Okay, I prefer big spoon.
I think I'm good.
I want to pull Imra aside. I don't think that there's anything I can say to make anything easier for you. But if you would like, I could possibly speak with Gundren if you wanted.
The idea of facing him after what I did. Maybe wait. If for some reason the spell that I am familiar with can bring him back, maybe then. But right now, I don't think I could look him in the eye.
I think Gundren would understand. You were trying to save him.
No.
It was not your fault.
And something happened and I don't understand it. I'm not... Ever since this journey, things haven't been right. I spent my entire life surviving off of the ability to keep a cool head during a fight, and I can't seem to do that at all anymore. Something's wrong, and it's probably my fault. I I need to think about this. And, the people I wanted to talk to most, I don't know if I can face them either. So, I don't know.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you.
We are here for you. All of us.
I haven't, I don't know. I don't feel like I've been a very good companion to all of you. But
You've been better than you know.
he tried to kill me a couple of times.
Well, we kind of had it coming.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Kinsley.
And I'll go away. I have to stay in the hut, so this was like in a little corner in the, or a little, you know,
Yeah,
How
a little
big?
curtain.
a little bit away from everyone.
How big is Lehman's tiny hut?
It's 20 feet, I think.
Okay.
Pretty small.
Yeah.
It's not huge, but it's not tiny.
Right.
It can
It's not big enough to
fit-
hide from anyone.
No. I just wanted it to be a little bit more. It wasn't like in the middle of it and like just pulled
Okay,
her off.
Francisco's already snoring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 10 feet. It is small.
Ooh, it's tiny.
Good
It's very
grief.
So it's about the
small.
size of a bedroom, a standard size bedroom.
Is it
Yeah.
10-foot diameter or 10-foot radius?
Radius.
So it's a 20-foot diameter.
20-foot
Ah,
diameter.
well
So
then.
20-foot room, yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyone wanting to do anything else before you all drift into sleep?
Just say my prayers, and I have, I include Imra and Gundren in them.
I'm off in the corner, looking kind of like I'm communing with nature.
Kinsley, real quick, Kinsley, give me a religion check.
Oh, dear.
This could be good.
It's not super great. That's a 13.
It's okay. You only need to get above a 10. Because your connection with your deity has been growing lately, as you've been continuing to say your prayers and going on your holy journey that she has already kind of let you know that she is blessed. As you're saying your prayers and as you mention Gundren, you get a very sinking feeling in the center of your stomach.
I keep that to my own dang self.
Okay.
And I just go to bed.
Okay.
Once everybody's asleep, I am going to do something.
Okay. Mies, you said you were in the corner kind of communing with nature. What are you doing?
No, I'm just it looks like I'm trying to commune with nature and try to make the plants grow and stuff.
Okay.
And it's something I haven't really tried doing, so me's kind of like trying to get back in touch with druid craft
Okay.
properly.
Good to know. All right. So eventually everyone falls asleep except for imra'lyr. So what's going on there?
Yeah. So once everybody is asleep, I'm just kind of leaning against the hut
Or she
next
thinks
to
everyone's
Gundren.
asleep.
Can I make a perception? Make sure
Yeah.
everybody is asleep.
So go ahead and make a perception check.
Whoever's not asleep, make a deception check.
That is a 16.
Okay. So is Radoth asleep or not? Because she is looking, she may be kind of out of it, but she is looking pretty intently at everyone, looking at the way they're breathing, the way they're moving.
I mean, he's not one to fall asleep quickly. I mean, he's trying to fall asleep, but he's not someone that falls asleep very fast.
Okay. So it looks like Radoth may be on the verge of falling asleep, but not quite asleep yet.
Probably.
Okay. So then, as quietly as I am able, I'm pretty quiet already. I'm gonna take one of my a small knife or whatever, and I start cutting off my hair in chunks. As short as I can get it.
Radoth, what's your passive perception? imra'lyr, give me a stealth check to see if you can do this quietly. Either stealth or sleight of hand. I will take either one.
Passive perception is 17.
Well, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh no!
Okay, so Radoth, you hear this sound of cutting coming from a corner in the room.
Okay. I'm going to probably just slowly roll over and try to look in that direction. I assume this space is safe, so I'm just more curious as to what's going on. I'm not, like, alerted.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of curious as to, what the sound is.
Now, because Radoth and I are cuddling, I feel the shifting movement, and for a second, Francisco, his head pops up. Ah, Dios mío!
Stop.
Grab his
Actually,
face
you
and
know
put
what?
him down.
I wouldn't have stopped. I would have kept going.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stopped me.
No, he just briefly flinches awake, doesn't even notice, goes back to sleep.
Okay. imra'lyr keeps going,
Yeah.
doesn't stop. Radoth, you notice
Eyes
the
are
cutting.
totally
glazed over.
over.
Okay.
Imra, do you need some help?
Don't answer. Just keep going.
Okay. Well, you can do what you feel like you need to, but I'm here if you need someone. And I'll just roll back over. If she doesn't say anything, I'll just keep trying to doze off.
Radoth nuzzles back into Francisco, the big spoon.
who makes himself cuddlier, makes himself softer, turns his muscle mass into like almost more fatty.
More like a teddy bear fatty.
More like a teddy bear fatty. You know?
Nice.
That's awesome.
He's a great cuddler.
All right, so eventually everyone falls asleep. imra'lyr, the last thing anyone noticed, if anyone did, is imra'lyr cutting her hair in the dark. The next morning comes, the sun rises. You guys are awoken by the sound of carts and hoofs and feet walking past your little hut. Other merchants and fishermen and other people coming to and from the city are being a little bit loud because it's the road. So what are we doing?
I would have, when I first woke up, I would have seen to see if Imra had actually like cleaned up the hair afterwards, and if not, I would have like kind of cleaned it up, and I would have cleaned it up and kind of tried to make it look nice before anyone else woke up.
Okay.
Yeah. Francisco notices one long strand of hair, kind of looks at Radoth. Is this his?
Kinsley is still asleep.
Yeah, Francisco's gonna head outside the hut and start like sharpening.
Oh, it's probably
his
gone
sword.
by now. If it's been 8 hours, it's gone. It'll
Yeah,
last 8 hours.
you guys would have woke. Well, you would have put it up right before you guys went to bed.
Right.
So I mean, it probably would have disappeared as you guys were putting yourselves together and getting up and everything.
I'm just eating breakfast, sharpening sword.
I start looking at everybody really. Do I notice anyone with like my hair or some kind of like knife or something that would
Make a perception check.
That's a better 20 30 20.
Okay. You notice all the weapons that everyone has. You notice that Me's got his scimitars, Francisco's got his big sword, Kinsley
Also, do have a knife
he does have a dagger and knife
on belt, not equipped, but like.
Right. You, as you're searching yourself, however, you reach down for your knife and notice that there are a few dark strands on there.
Put it away.
Okay.
I go over to Kinsley. I have a question. And did Imra do something with her hair? Something new with her hair? She looks different today. I don't want to say anything, but
Do I hear him?
Make a perception check, and then Francisco, give me a stealth check. We're gonna go against each
Holy is
other.
still sleeping.
I'm assuming I hear this.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
you're
frick.
still listening.
Yeah,
I have
14.
I have disadvantage on stealth. That's a 5.
you're whispering
14.
to a sleep.
Yeah, so everyone hears you.
I try to interrupt him as he's talking. Probably best not to ask.
I'm sleeping.
Francisco didn't even notice that Kinsley's sleeping.
I just give Francisco a dirty, dirty look.
imra'lyr with her hair cut all weird. She's got like slanted and broken bangs and
No, it's like I practically shaved it. Like it is.
She wants
There's
to be
so
bowing.
so
nothing
she's
there.
half bald. She's got like the monk thing going on where it's like hair in the back, nothing in the front.
No, all of it's gone.
All of it. You shaved it. You're bald.
All of it. I
Okay.
am bald. There's just peach fuzz there.
I lean to the sleeping Kinsley. I think she heard me.
Huh, what? Is
Ah!
there a fight?
Oh, you're asleep. You were. Okay, well, that was pointless. I am very sorry to wake you up.
Good job, Francisco.
How did you sleep, Kinsley? Did you sleep good?
Yes, I did. Did I sleep in? Looking at everybody already packed.
Maybe just a little bit. I thought you were just resting your eyes a little bit longer.
Oh. Oops. Oh, Imra. You look beautiful.
Sure.
All right, everyone. Are we ready? Any breakfast?
Yes. I have like the rest of
Yes.
my eggs that I had Francisco's given up on his eggs. He's made some spicy eggs. He's made like tortillas. It's like breakfast burritos.
Yeah, I made those
That's
the other day.
interesting.
All right, so you guys make all your food. You pack up your stuff. And you begin heading towards the wall. So as you approach, you notice, I mean, all of you would know this. You've all been to Neverwinter. You all came here and left at one point on your initial job with Gundren. And you see the familiar many mile long wall. You come up on the south side. You guys know that there are 4 entrances altogether. There's 2 on the south side, 2 on the north side. The first one you come to on the south side, as you're walking down the coast towards a peninsula, for Neverwinter is on the coast, but it juts out and kind of makes its own little peninsula into the water. So there's a harbor and everything inside the walls. You come up to the first gate, and you see that there are 2 guards posted outside. The door looks dusty and old, like it hasn't been opened in forever, and you guys know that nobody uses this entrance anymore. This entrance leads into a very, very old part of the city that was destroyed when Mount Hatanu blew, and a giant chasm opened through the entire portion of this city. Horrible creatures at that time were pouring out of it, and giant battles happened. Fortunately, it was magically sealed. However, once in a while, something slips through, so this entire portion of the city has been blocked off. You guys keep walking further west until you make it to the very southeast entrance, and you walked into the Protector's Enclave. You walk into this giant gate. There's tons of people coming to and fro, and you have finally made it to the massive city of Neverwinter. Where are you guys heading? You guys would know that there are lots of shops. There are a couple of temples. There's a tavern here and there. Just kind of want to know where you're going. imra'lyr, if you're heading where I think you want to head, that would be in...
Well, I want to take Gundren to his home first.
Okay.
So...
Okay.
And I have keys to all these places because I lived in all of them.
Okay. So, Gundren, everyone pretty much in the city lives in the very southwestern part of it at this moment in history. They all pretty much live in the Protector's Enclave. Some live in the north eastern district, the River District, but not a lot of people live there anymore. Mainly it's for the poor and the xenophobic people who do not care for other people. Most traders and the government and the temples and everything are all in the Protector's Enclave. So Gundren's home, his home when he wasn't going on expeditions with his brothers, was in the Protector's Enclave. So you start heading down the main road.
How close is that to the other two places?
I mean, the whole district is probably about like a 3/4, half a mile wide. Like, it's pretty big. The entire city is only it's probably like 2 miles wide.
Okay, so I would lead them, taking whatever route leads us furthest away from the mansion.
Okay, so Gundren and the mansion are actually on opposite sides of the Protector's Enclave, so you're perfectly fine. So you head into the city. You go down the main road towards where most of the shops are, and you take a right, heading back east. Eventually, you make it to the easternmost wall that borders the old Chasm district, and you find Gundren's little home. It's a quaint little home with a red roof and a wooden door. You go up front, and some of the potted plants look like they've kind of been tended to. You know that Gundren hires a gardener when he's gone, so that part of his life still gets taken care of. You come up to the little door, and you have a set of keys, you said, to all the places, so you unlock it, and you guys walk in.
To the 3 places that I frequent.
So you guys walk inside, and you see Gundren's little home. There's a fireplace in the back. Everything looks dark. No one's been inside for a long time. There's a few armchairs and a couch. There's a back room that has a whole bunch of prospecting gear and a workbench and all these things where Gundren used to go and mine out little pieces of gold and other things that he would then go and sell after he brought them back from his adventures. And there is one bedroom up the stairs and in the back of the hall. Other than that, it is a very quaint little home. Oh, and a kitchen, obviously, and restroom.
Francisco, can you get Gundren to his bed, please?
Por supuesto, I will carry him there. Easy. Fácil.
Okay, so Francisco goes upstairs, carries Gundren's body back to the only bedroom available and into the small little dwarf-sized bed.
Okay. I have to go somewhere to collect the money that we need for this spell, and there is a temple we can go to. I've been taken there several times. You all can, I don't know, do whatever you want. Wait for me. I shouldn't.
It's all right if I come with you. I am a little bit worried, is all.
You're not very quiet.
Can I come with you?
Are you planning on stealing this money?
No. These are my things. I just entrusted them to someone that I don't necessarily want to know.
Well, I could change out of my armor if you want, and I could change the way I look.
Are you being insistent?
I am just worried about you. I know you are going through something, and I understand that it is difficult right now. I would like to help, but if you prefer me or Renath or someone else to go with you that is a little bit quieter, I would just prefer you don't go alone. Is all.
I agree to that.
If someone comes with me, you cannot go inside. I don't want you to mess anything up. He'd be very... He's very nice, but he's very upset. Maybe just stand outside and be inconspicuous as a lookout, maybe?
I could do that. I can be a lookout. It's
There's just
perfectly
a
okay.
lot of fragile things inside, and
Yes.
you could end up getting turned into a snail or a donkey or, I don't know, some creature.
Okay.
He leaves things out, and I don't always know what they are, and...
That is a fair point. Would you prefer that I disguise myself as someone a bit less conspicuous? I am a very large man.
I mean, there are large people everywhere, but
Okay,
you
well, I was just wondering. That is fine.
do whatever you think is necessary, just so long as I recognize you and I'm not taken by surprise, because
Alright,
lately that's not been a good thing.
okay. So, that sounds fair. And I turn into Shakira.
Francisco, I don't know how inconspicuous that is. In fact, I'm a little worried after, my friend would be... Well, no.
Is it,
okay.
Is it too attractive? Maybe I should be a little less attractive. Is that what you're saying?
No, actually, there's a very good chance that you could be very distracting, so if he... I don't know if he's home or not. Okay, you and I are going to go.
Okay.
And,
Yes.
you're going, when we get there, you are going to knock and offer him a walk, because you're interested in his amazing magical things, and you would like to perhaps have a tour of his shop, and feign wanting to buy something for...
I am actually quite interested in magic myself, so I do not use magic, but I would like to learn more, so this is perfect.
Yeah.
I need to speak more like a woman, I'm sorry.
Okay, so he's a very eccentric man. He likes to wear bright colors. You should know him right away. You just tell him that you heard rumors of how amazing he is. He likes to be praised. He's not arrogant or anything. He likes to hear how well people like his stuff.
Okay,
affirmation, lots of compliments.
I am very good at compliments.
Yeah. So... sorry, Aphrodite. Okay, so you're going to knock on the door. If he answers, try to get him to go to his shop.
All right.
And I will go inside.
That sounds perfectly all right with me.
Okay. I'll lead him to Aphrodite's tower.
Before they head out, I'm gonna let them know that I have some business to attend to. I have to report back to the Emerald Enclave. But I believe you guys have the map you need, so you don't need me as a guide anymore. But if you should need anything from me or from my organization, you can find a branch of us here, and they can get a hold of me if you need anything.
What is your organization?
The Emerald Enclave.
Does anyone want to give me a history or intelligence check real quick?
I could try. Yeah. Francisco's not very smart, though. Oh, shoot! This time he is.
Is it from in this area?
The Emerald
it's
Enclave.
All around.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Oh. It's like the Lord's Alliance. It's a big organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
17.
So I don't think this
16.
counts, but when I was pulling it out of my bag, it was a nat 20. But
that doesn't count.
I figured that didn't count. Okay, well, it's a 9.
Could you just maybe tell me if Imra would have heard anything? Just to even.
That's what you're rolling for.
Dirty 20.
Oh, wow.
Dirty 20. I got it anyway. I rolled a 19. It's a +1. That's a dirty 20.
You just.
Probably not.
What did you get?
8.
It's an 8. What did Kinsley get?
16.
Okay, it wasn't a hard roll, but imra'lyr, you didn't make it. Because organizations are pretty prevalent, especially in Neverwinter, where you guys are always at. You guys know about like the Lord's Alliance. You guys know about the Emerald Enclave. For the most part, you know that organizations exist. But for those of you who rolled above a 10, you know that the Emerald Enclave is a widespread group of wilderness survivalists who preserve the natural order while rooting out troublesome threats. The Enclave works to restore and preserve the natural order by keeping the elemental forces of the world in check. That's why Radoth was at the Ruins of Thundertree, because of what was going on there, trying to stop the elemental forces and trying to get rid of the dragon and trying to restore the natural balance of that area so it could begin to heal.
So they're powerful park rangers of the world.
Essentially, yes. Very powerful park rangers of the Sword Coast and Faerun.
I love it.
Our powers combined.
I love it. Okay. All right.
But yes, and if any of you should want to join this alliance, I will definitely recommend you. So feel free to have them contact me, or if you want to join the alliance yourself, just let them know to talk to me, and I will give you I will make sure you are given the reference you need.
Thank you.
DM, what was the organization I was part of? I wrote it down, but I can't find my notes anywhere.
You're part of the same as Sildar. You're part of the Lord's Alliance.
Lord's Alliance. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
Where can I get in contact with one of these members of your organization?
There's branches in lots of locations. Here in Neverwinter, there's, I don't know, I'll just give them directions to where you can find them.
Yeah, there's like a guild
Alright.
district, essentially, where all of the organizations kind of set up shop so they can try to recruit and get more people.
What was the name of it again?
Emerald Enclave.
Yeah, ENCLAVE. All right, well, Michael, thank you so much for joining us on our adventures.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for
It
now,
was
this is the...
If you need anyone else for anything else, let me know.
There you go. For now, this
I'll
is
be back.
where Radoth's journey took him, and this is where it ends. So, round of applause for Michael and his Radoth. All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll go call Slinky, turn into a little gray squirrel, and ride its head all the way back to the Enclave.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
A grand
amazing.
exit for Radoth.
You know, he has quite an amazing amount of style. I wish I could do stuff like that. You know, it's very fancy. I love it.
All right.
Oh,
Sounds
just
good.
wait. Oh, well, yeah. Since you are, yeah. I don't know who to feel sorry for, you or Aphrodite. Let's go.
All right. Michael,
I
you
don't know
can
if I should be offended or complimented.
you can join us on the Twitch chat and whatnot if you want to continue watching the rest of the episode, but I am now going to ask you to leave the Zoom meeting.
Sounds good. I will. I'll go jump on the bigger screen and watch you from there.
All right. See you, Michael.
Adios, amigo.
Bye.
Okay, so
And what less?
imra'lyr and Francisco, are you guys going to make your way? And Kinsley and me, or what are you guys doing? So
As
what's
soon as
the
as
plan?
soon,
I mean, you guys can come if you really want to.
as soon as they're leaving and whatever, I whisper to Kinsley, "Hey Kinsley, you wanna follow them?"
Normally I would say yes, but I'm not very good at sneaking, and I would like to check in with my guild.
Fair enough. I'm gonna follow them.
Right. Have fun. Be safe.
I will be much safer than I used to.
I'm glad.
Okay, so imra'lyr and Francisco, you guys leave the house and you begin heading west again, making your way all the way to the other end of the Protector's Enclave. Eventually, you make your way to where the wall meets a little cliff. For this person's tower and home are right above the harbor. Out the windows you can see the harbor, and right next to it you also see the wall up against it. So it's kind of tucked in a nice little corner. You do see an old watchtower, and posted out front on a big plaque it says the Enchanter's Nook, and on the door it says customers welcome. Right next to that is a nice little home. It's not as small as Gundren's, for this individual is quite a bit more wealthy. In fact, it's probably 3 to 4 times the size of Gundren's. So it is a nice little mansion, you might say. And it looks like inside the house you don't see any lights. It looks like most things are turned off, but there is a candle outside of the tower in the Enchanter's Nook, signifying that they are open.
Wow, that is a very big house. Is he rich?
Yes, yes.
So,
Okay.
should I go to the shop or should I go knock on
Yes,
the...
he should be in the shop. He likes to be in the shop. Maybe
What was his name again?
Aphrodel.
Aphrodel. Okay.
Aphrodel.
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 Okay, that is going to be very hard to remember. I will try to remember it. Okay, Aphrodel. Okay.
So go in and see if he's there, and just
Okay, I will go on in, and I walk up to the door. I go into the shop.
I'm just gonna like kind of stay out of sight and see if he's in there, just like through the window, or just look crack on the door.
Okay.
Or something, just to see if he's in his shop.
So this is an old watchtower, so there actually isn't any windows. There are those arrow slits, but they are way further up, as they needed to be able to see over the wall. There aren't much down below. Francisco, as you walk into a very circular room, for this is the base of the tower. You see to your left there is a spiral staircase that begins to wind all the way up. But there is a ceiling about 9 to 10 feet, no, probably more like 12 feet above you. So you can't see past that. You just know that the spiral staircase keeps going. Are you frozen, Francisco? Oh, there you go. That was
How was I frozen?
You were like, for the longest time.
That was,
And then all of a sudden,
that was kind of unnerving.
that was really weird.
That was really creepy.
I look really creepy shaved like this, so you know.
Okay, so Francisco, you walk in, you see the staircase, you see that up on the walls are actually a bunch of different random things. You see a shield over in one corner, you see some weapons over in another, you see books lining the walls, you see that behind the counter there are shelves with potions and weird reagents and other stuff, but standing behind the counter is actually someone you recognize. It's, as soon as you walk in, this person, they go, Welcome to the Enchanter's Nook. What can I do for you?
Oh gosh.
Oh, well, my dear, it's, I'm here to buy something. I actually heard there was a powerful wizard here, or sorcerer, I don't know which, but
as you say powerful wizard sorcerer, you see coming down the staircase, there is another guy in a bright purple robe with a wizard's hat on, and he's like, yes, welcome to my store. I am Aphrodel. And I am the amazing wizard. And he starts walking down the stairs, and you see that as he's walking down, he has this mage hand kind of reaching out and moving things around from shelves to shelves here and there. Give me an intelligence check real quick.
Oh my goodness.
This time.
Aphrodel, I love him so much.
17.
So looking at this person, I mean, you know who these are. This is Stephen and Fabian. These are the dragon cultists that imra'lyr sent to Aphrodel. And as he's walking down, moving things around, you can tell that he is just randomly moving things around to show off that now he can use Mage Hand. That's it. He's just trying to show off. And he comes down the stairs and he's like, welcome to my... His eyes get big. Welcome to my store. What can I do for you?
Well, he's Shakira. You're Shakira.
Yeah, it's
right?
like he comes running down the stairs and he's like,
Yes, I was told that there was a powerful wizard here who creates magical weapons, and I was also wondering if I could learn a little bit of magic myself. See, I'm very interested. I've always had kind of an ability of sorts. I've been able to, change certain things around me, and I was wondering if I could talk to someone who would know more about this kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of a really powerful sorcerer myself. So, I mean, I could probably show you a thing or two. And then you hear in the back, Fabian goes, oh, come off it. Gosh, Steven, you can't do anything, man. All you can do is that stupid hand thing right now. And you use it so much. Gosh. Shut up, Fabian. Shut up. And they just keep going back and forth.
And Fabian, you said that he can only do one spell. Is there another wizard here?
This is my brother Steven. He's an apprentice here. He's not the main guy. You're looking for Aphrodel. He's actually upstairs. He's in the enchanter's room right now. I can go get him for you.
That would be wonderful. I would love to speak with him. I have so many questions.
You see that the dejected Steven turns around and walks behind the counter and sits down on the stool while Fabian makes his way upstairs.
Steven, I'm sure you are a wonderful apprentice. I'm sure you're going to be very powerful someday.
You see, he blushes and turns bright red and kind of digs his nose into a book.
Oh, yeah, exactly. What
Works
I hoped
one
Aphrodite
time,
would
works
do.
every time. With the same person, at least.
After about 5 minutes of waiting, Fabian makes his way back downstairs, and followed behind him is an individual that you would assume is Aphrodel. So what you see is a middle-aged human wizard. He has straight chest-length dark hair and a tightly kept Van Dyke-style goatee. The wizard wears bright blue and golden robes and different colored rings on all of his fingers. Also, he wears big bottled glasses that make his hazel eyes actually look 2 times larger than they actually are. So if it weren't for the glasses, he would be extremely handsome, but he looks a little dorky with those things hanging off his eyes.
A little dorky.
So he makes his way downstairs. Yes, customer. Yes, what can I do for you? And he walks on over.
Yes, I was wondering, I've heard so much about you. You are Aphrodel, no?
Yes, that would be me.
Okay, my name is Francesca, and I am here to, I had some questions about different types of magic I've recently encountered, and was wondering if you could provide some insight for me.
Of course. What exactly did you have in mind? And you see he starts to get comfortable and leans against the counter.
Well, it was rather interesting. I encountered a creature that could read the thoughts and intentions of different people. It claimed that its magic powers came from its eye, green and swirling. It seemed powerful, but I was wondering if you knew these kinds of magics, if it was perhaps coming from the eye itself, or whether the creature itself would have been magical.
So my magic actually focuses on enchanting, and more specifically, the type of magic that I study is planar magic. So planar magic and enchanting, that's kind of the gist of what I do here as far as creatures and what they can do in their magic. I mean, it sounds extremely interesting, but I don't go after them myself. I just buy the little reagents that kind of come from the creatures. I don't really ask, I just make stuff.
Alright, so would it theoretically if you had the eye of such a creature, you could then enchant a potion or create some kind of, I don't know, a ring or trinket that could use similar abilities.
Theoretically, yes. As long as the magical properties of the creature actually came from the eye and not something else. It might take some time unless it's a reagent I've worked with before, but yeah, I could imbue it and enchant it into something. I've done that many times. People will bring in things and then I'll enchant them and make them stronger for a fee, of course.
Wow, that is wonderful. And I lean on the counter and I kind of get a little bit closer. And how much would it be if I were wanting to get private lessons to learn how to do this myself?
You see that he kind of looks you up and down and his face turns a little red. He's like, we could discuss that if you would like. I have an office upstairs.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay, so he kind of offers you his arm and leads you up the stairs, and you guys make your way on up. So let's turn over to imra'lyr, and what are you doing while he's distracting Aphrodel?
I was all listening to see if it was in there.
I'm just.
Did I hear any inkling that him and Aphrodel were together?
Fabian is pretty loud, so you probably would have heard Fabian yelling that, "Oh, he's upstairs. I'll go get him." So you know that.
So I know he's not in the house.
You know he's not in the house. You know he's in the shop in the tower.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna take my keys.
Okay.
And very stealthily, hopefully, I'm going to go in and try to avoid any servants he might have.
Okay. So Aphrodel does have servants, but normally on days when he's in the shop, he doesn't have them there. They're more like a maid service, so they're there when he needs them.
I would know this.
Yeah, so they're there when he needs them, and not because he doesn't want people just living in his house. He likes his privacy, and he likes the few people that come and go that he wants to be there. So you would know that there wouldn't be anyone in there. He's got lots of weird stuff in there, but as far as people, no, it'd be clear.
Okay, so as quietly as I can, I am going to go inside.
Okay. So you make your way inside, and at the very, as soon as you open the door, it opens up into a big, what do you call that? Not a hallway, but it's like a big area that leads either to the right or to the left, or there's a giant staircase leading up to the second story right in front of you. You know that most of the bedrooms and the office and other things are upstairs. Downstairs would be the kitchen, living room, bathrooms, and then how well do you know Aphrodel's house? Like, has he shared many secrets with you, or...
I imagine I would have stayed here a lot. If I wasn't at Gundren's or Fenris's, I was here. So, it's probably at Fenris's most often. But, he kind of, would have taken me in as, a uncle-niece sort of thing. So I would know this place fairly well. In fact, I wouldn't necessarily have my own room, but I would have stayed in one of the guest rooms often.
Okay. So yeah, then that's about the extent of the house.
Right.
The bedrooms and stuff upstairs and the office, and then downstairs is kitchen, pantry, living rooms, ballroom, different stuff like that.
Right.
Real quick, as imra'lyr is going through the door, because I'm kind of following her without her noticing, as the door's kind of closing behind her.
I think you should be making a stealth check.
You're gonna need to make a stealth check. Okay. And imra'lyr, are you actively looking for people to follow you?
Yeah, I am on high alert.
Okay, then it's gonna be me stealth against imra'lyr's perception check.
All right. Oh, I got a nat 1.
So imra'lyr, it doesn't even really matter what you got. You notice me tailing you as you make your way in.
I go in.
Are you allowing me to follow you, or do you close the door on him?
let him follow me.
Okay. So you guys make your way inside. Fortunately...
Don't leave my side.
Fortunately, with Aphrodite's tower being right there and his office actually can look out into the house, he doesn't have like traps or things set up here and there, especially I guess with knowing that people may come and go with servants scheduled to come at certain times, because he does have a gardener and he does have a maid that comes, and maybe they're allowed to come while he's not there. So he just makes sure he knows what's going on over there. As you walk in, though, you do kind of hear weird noises coming from the basement, but having lived there, that's pretty normal, because, you know, he's an enchanter and he uses reagents, and maybe he's got some live creatures down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Okay. I'm going to ignore me because I have no idea what he's trying to communicate.
I'm confused at the sounds of the basement.
Oh.
Not normal to me.
Like, don't worry about it. This stuff. I'm going to go up to where I would believe Aphrodite would have kept the stuff I gave him when that I would have asked him to look after while I was gone on my trip with Gundren.
Okay. So knowing Aphrodite, he probably would have kept it in his room. But the room, you get to the door and it is locked.
I should have gotten I was gonna buy pick locks. I take my bone pick lock out.
Okay.
And I try to unlock it.
Okay, so remember, you are going to be making this...
Like, can I see if I can tell if it's, like, magically, like, alarmed or trapped or something?
You can use detect magic if you have something like that.
Should have brought the one who has magic.
I didn't think this far.
I was thinking about getting detect magic too.
I just have it as a firbolg. I can only use it once a day, but I have it.
Not to me with cure wounds. No, not cure wounds.
Hold on. Let me read this spell real fast. I think you have to see. Yeah, I have to be able to see it. Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to kind of like stand back and use Mage Hand to
pick?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a, I guess it's sleight of hand, I think is what I had you use before, and make it a disadvantage because it is something you kind of just made. And you're not proficient with thieves' tools or anything like that.
Doesn't matter, I rolled a nat 1, so.
Okay, yeah, so you tried to do that and you actually break the bone off if it's nat 1. You broke your tool, your homemade tool. And now there's bone stuff lodged into the lock.
I pull my crowbar out of my back and I gesture to it. I slowly put it back.
Do you don't have like anything to pick locks with, do you?
I've been looking in no, I don't.
I don't know what to do. Okay, maybe. We're going to have to come back after I find some real big locks. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. I have an idea.
What?
What are you looking for?
A chest about this. Well, no, it's more like this. Right? Yeah. It's been a while. I don't often look at it, but it's about this big, and it's heavy, and it's got some beautiful golden, trim on it, and it's a little bit of a gaudy treasure chest.
Okay, I think I have a way in, but I don't know if I'll have a way out.
What's your way in?
I mean, I am a druid. I can become a spider if I want.
Oh. Well, you could always go in and check.
Okay.
Are there any windows in his room that I would have remembered? I would have seen it in passing.
So there are windows. Aphrodel's bedroom is facing the harbor, so it's on the cliff side of the house.
Okay, what if we did this? We go outside. Can you turn into a big bird or something? What can you turn into?
What my level is on that. Shape. Where's that? Wild shape. My CR is 1/2, so I have no flying speed. So yeah, no, I can't turn into a flying animal, but
okay, so
I do have a potion of flying. Those are kind of rare.
I don't think we want to use it for this. So how about you turn into a spider, see if you can find this treasure chest. In fact, my name is inscribed on it in really fancy letters.
I can probably try to, depending on how big it is, I can maybe try dropping it out of the window to you, or hoisting it down with something inside. I have rope in my bag.
Okay. So, yes, go inside and as your spider self and see if my treasure chest is inside.
Alright. I go ahead and I use shape change, and I turn into a spider, which I have to be really careful because I have 2 HP. And I go under the door of the the door to the room. I go under the little crack.
Okay. So the space between the floor and the door is large enough for you to go through. As you do, I'm going to switch over to Francisco real quick. And as Francisco and Aphrodel are having a conversation, all of a sudden Aphrodel gets this look on his face, and then he says, excuse me for a moment. I'll be right back. Please make yourself at home, take a look around, but just don't touch anything. In fact, I'll be right back. You see, he goes downstairs and he brings Steven up, and then he kind of whispers something to Steven, and then Steven saunters on over and starts talking to Francisco and showing him all the different stuff, and Aphrodel makes his way.
I would have kind of hidden while waiting for me.
Okay, so make, I guess, a stealth check.
Okay, that was almost bad. It's not great, but 16.
Okay, so eventually you hear the door downstairs open, and you hear footsteps coming up, and eventually around the corner comes Aphrodel. Me, at this point, are you still a spider, or would you have popped back into your normal form once you got through the door? And be honest. What would me be doing?
I would have popped right back out of fear of anything squashing me, so I would probably go right back into
Okay, so me, you hear footsteps. You hear the door open and the door close and footsteps coming upstairs.
Can I do a really quick stealth check?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Hides under the bed.
You already rolled for that.
18.
Okay, so he walks up the stairs and he goes down the hall.
Do I see him?
Imra'lyr managed to find a big window with giant curtains and whatnot. And she hid behind the curtains. She rolled well enough that he didn't see her. He walks right past to his door. He jiggles the handle, notices that it's still locked, unlocks it and opens it. And inside, he doesn't see you, Me. You happen to hide very well, whether it was under the bed or in, a closet or something. And he kind of looks and he inspects kind of the doorway. And he kind of says under his breath, "What set off my alarm? Maybe it was one of those darn spiders or something again. That's happened before." Kind of just talking to himself, and kind of looks around, and he's gonna make an investigation check because now he's actively looking for something. Rolled very poorly. So he does not see me.
Thinking about Francesca.
Something. So he makes his way back over, and you see that he pulls out a little silver bell and some string, and he starts setting it all the way around the room and around the window and by the door. Yep. And he closes it, locks it, and leaves.
Sorry, that was
Do I hear him leave?
Yeah, you guys hear the footsteps down the stairs, and then you hear the door close. Both of you give me perception checks real quick.
I know. Oh. A 7.
Oh, that was almost a natural 20. It was so close.
I got a 7.
Perception?
Yeah.
12.
Okay, so yeah. You guys hear the door close and lock, and what are you doing?
Imra, I think we have a slight problem.
What happened?
He left a string with a silver bell everywhere around the room.
Oh, no.
I mean, I could probably... I'll be small, but I mean, how far apart is the string spaced? Is it like small little tiny things, or enough for a person to like maneuver through?
So this is just a magic spell. The string and the bell are reagents you use to cast it. And it's pretty much if anyone passes through the barrier at all, a little alarm goes off in the head of the caster. And anytime Aphrodite ever leaves his room, the one place he does alarm and lock is his room, because his servants know not to go in there. It is the one place where he keeps his privacy. So if you go through that barrier at all, it's going to go off again.
So is it just over the door?
Through the door and the window and any entrance.
Okay.
He did the entire perimeter
of
the
room.
room.
Okay. I thought it was going to be like Mission Impossible.
No, you are essentially
That would be
trapped.
very funny.
Okay.
Can he still see enough where he can look through things?
Yeah, no, it creates an invisible barrier. So he can't, like, it's not like you can tell it's there.
But I could see him doing this, though, right?
You know he did something. As far as whether you know about this type of magic, I don't know if you know that.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check, and we'll see if you know what he did.
Roll.
We're going to get caught.
I got a 7. My dice are not treating me well tonight.
So you know he did something. You have no idea what, though.
Imra, I think he did something to the door and the window, but I don't know what he did.
I would have seen Aphrodite do this like a bazillion times, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, not necessarily, because he wouldn't want...
he was training me.
Right, but he was training you in certain types of magic, and none of it was abjuration. So...
Right. But I'm like, I stayed out his house and...
Right, but do you think he's going to want everyone knowing that he's alarming his room? No.
No,
Because
not necessarily, but I would have seen him use this type of spell before. He is a wizard.
He only uses it to alarm his room. So you wouldn't know. Like if you knew that he was doing something funky with some reagents, you'd imagine it was some kind of magic, but you wouldn't know exactly what this was because you weren't being trained in this type of magic.
Okay.
Imra, I think I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm going to locate the box. And I'm going to jump out of the window and run.
With or without the box?
With the box.
Okay.
All right. While you guys
Okay.
are contemplating this, we are going to switch over to Kinsley. Kinsley
He's
said,
been very patient.
First, this morning, could we say, because I had been looking for this spell, I knew I had it and I couldn't find it. I was going to prepare it to be able to do it this morning. I finally found that I had it. I wanted to gentle repose Gundren. So it lengthens the time limit on raising the target from the dead, keeps him from decomposing, and he can't become undead.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
no
what
problem.
I wanted to do this morning, but I couldn't find the
Okay.
spell.
So you cast Gentle Repose.
Yes.
We can say that. Did you want to do it while in the camp, or you want to do it while you're alone with him in his house while he's laying
No,
in
I
bed?
would have done it before we left, because
Okay.
I wanted to do it as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't
so
want to
yeah.
wait, but I didn't have it prepared the day before.
Okay, so yeah, you casted that on him as you guys were getting ready to leave the little tiny hut that you had cast for them. So Kinsley, you are wanting to go and find your guild. Find what's the god again? Serene?
So, Saloon.
Saloon. You're wanting to find the other followers of Saloon.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the
No
Hallowed
problem.
Glades, or Hallowed Moon Glades Guild.
The Hollowed Moonglades Guild. Okay. So, you originally would have had the guild in Neverwinter as your main guild, for that is where you set your roots after everything happened in your backstory. So you know exactly where they are in the city. So you start to make your way back towards the entrance of the city. Their guild hall is actually close to the front. You make your way there, and eventually you find the church-like looking building that is actually a repurposed chapel. On the very front, you see the insignia, the moon, and the face of your goddess. Someone had a giant commission metalwork made, and it was put right in front of the church. You walk in, and you see that the pews are all still there, and it's relatively empty. Not a lot of people are in there at the moment, but there is one person up near the front, and as you approach them, you recognize this individual. His name is Stranton, kind of a weird name, but his name is Stranton. As you approach him, he's kind of a hairy dude. His eyes kind of look more linear than anything else. They look like human eyes, but instead of perfect circles, they're kind of more like,
Cat
I guess,
eye?
a cat's. Yeah. So you approach him, and Stranton is kind of busy setting candles up and other things near the very front so that followers of the goddess can come in and pray to her when they need.
So I'll go up, and I've seen him do this. I'm used to being there before everyone else, and I'd start helping him set up.
So as soon as you approach him, he's like, "Oh, Kinsley, welcome back. What brings you back? I heard you went on an adventure to kind of help with something. I mean, I don't know the details. I just know that you were gone for a while, and now you're back." You see his eyes kind of flash yellow for a second and come back. You're used to that, though.
Well, there's been an accident, and I need some guidance.
What happened?
Do you remember that dwarf that came in right before I left? He was looking for a cleric to help some people that was going to go on a mission for him.
Yes, I seem to recall.
Well, he got lost on the way, taken. And so the past couple of days, we've been searching for him. And he died. His friend, one of my companions, she's going to try to bring him back. And I have heard of this. And I feel that it could be done, but I was praying to Saloon last night, and I had this awful pit in my stomach, and I'm worried. I don't want to tell her. I don't want to worry her, but I'm afraid that we won't be able to succeed, and I don't know what to do.
Kinsley, honesty when it comes to friendships, sometimes the hard truths are the things we need to speak to our friends. The goddess must have wanted you to know something, know that maybe this path will be difficult, that maybe bringing him back isn't an option. Maybe it is. I don't speak for the goddess. But she gave you those feelings for a reason, so be prepared. And a good friend would prepare their friends for that. I am sorry to hear of your friend and his death.
Thank you.
If you want some advice, not many people in our guild are here right now. They're all off on their own missions, and unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I can resurrect anyone. However, you can always go to the Temple of Akma, the House of Knowledge, near the Neverwinter River that runs through the city, near where the river and the wall meet. That temple is filled with many high-level clerics and bards and paladins. In fact, there's a certain bard there who kind of runs the whole thing, and if anyone could bring your friend back to life, if there's an option, it would be him.
Thank you.
What's his name?
Oh, do you know his name?
Oh, sorry, with my, sometimes I forget, my brain trails here and there. Even though he's a bard, they still call him Father Joseph.
I don't have my notebook.
I'm just gonna send that to myself,
And
Father Joseph.
he may be able to bring Gundren back.
If anyone in all of Neverwinter can, it would be him. He is a father that we all look up to and respect. Even though we are of different faiths, for the god he worships is Agma. It's very powerful what they can do.
Thank you.
Of course.
And I'll just continue to help him set up until we're done. And then I'd like to...
Before I go, do you happen to know where I might find some, what's it called? Hold on, sorry. Special sticks or bones with, the symbols on them, for, augury?
Augury is, I don't know if you know what that is.
Go ahead.
It's
Explain.
A spell that allows me to kind of get a sense for what the future holds, whether it's good, bad, or...
It's throwing bones.
Yeah, throwing bones. Or like the stick things in...
just like in...
What was that?
Aragon.
Oh, Stardust?
Stardust. Yeah, like the ones that he throws in the air.
Right.
Are you working for my brother? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So good.
So if there's any type of reagents or spell components you are looking for, you might try the Enchanter's Nook. The owner of the place, Aphrodel, is an enchanter, and he has all sorts of things up there. So if you're looking for those components, I would head there.
It all leads back to Africa.
He's a peach.
And, what about diamonds?
That would be a lot harder to come by. I don't know of any jewelers in town, but you might try Peeper's General Store. He might have something. He's always got something weird in there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Kinsley. I'm very happy to see that you're happy, or that you're here and you're healthy.
I'm glad that the guild is doing well.
We are doing great. Lots of people out on missions at the moment. For the goddess and for Neverwinter.
As it should be. And I take my leave.
Okay. So you make your way.
I'd like to go towards the Enchanter's
Okay.
Nook.
So as you leave, your new friend, or your friend who, for some reason, I can't remember his name that I just gave him.
I know.
Stanton.
It started with an A. Or
No,
it was something weird.
It was an S. Something.
Oh, is it?
It rhymed with your middle name.
Does the chat remember?
Does the chat remember what I just called this guy? I don't know. No one's saying anything right now. But anyway, so he takes you to the entrance of the chapel, and he shows you the way, kind of points the direction, tells you which streets to go down, and you head east. He says pretty much just follow the wall until you see a big tower, and you start making your way that way. And right here is actually where we're going to take a break.
Already.
Yes, we all need the bathroom right now. So everyone at home, thank you so much. There's a lot of role playing and a lot of stuff coming out of my butt right now. So hopefully, well,
That's what happens.
I didn't think that you
would-
players around.
I prepared for a lot of stuff, but I didn't prepare
think
for a
that
lot of
you'd-
stuff. So yeah. So
I didn't
anyway.
think that you would come up with anything for mine.
Well, yeah, I mean, now I'm having to. So anyway, we will be back in, let's say, 7 minutes, so 7:35. So yeah, we will see you in a little bit. Time to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Kinsley is currently on her way to the Enchanter's Nook.
Not even knowing that that's where they are. she was not paying attention.
Well, I didn't say the name of.
That's true. You did say the shop.
Yep. So Francisco is currently upstairs in the Enchanter's Nook talking to Steven. And imra'lyr and me, we're going to actually cut back over to them. They are inside of Aphrodel's home. imra'lyr trying to get the stuff that she left behind without Aphrodel knowing. However, they tripped a wire. They tripped the alarm. And now they're trying to figure out what to do.
I'm feeding Steven chili peppers to see, like, if he can stomach it or not. I told him real men can eat like the whole thing in one bite.
You should probably cut to that, man.
Give me this. I can eat anything. I'm amazing. See Steven's face just turn beet red.
Are you all right, darling?
I'm fine. This is fine.
You are sweating a little bit. Are you okay? Do you need some water? Some bread? Bread usually helps cool down the mat a little bit.
You see he books it down the stairs and out the front door, and you can only assume to go get something for his mouth.
Okay, I have a quick question. How long has it
Steven,
been?
don't leave me alone. I've never been alone in the store before. Oh, this is
Okay, how long has it been?
Go?
How long has it been since oh gosh, what's his name? The wizard.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. How long has it been since he's left?
Only a few minutes.
It's only been a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to poke around his room.
So right now you're not in you're just in where he does his work.
Yeah, that's what I
where
wanted
he
to.
enchants stuff.
I wanted to see what he's working on and stuff.
Okay.
Poking
around, doing the thing Imra told me not to do.
Okay, so yeah, you look around and you see that the walls are lined with shelves. There are so many different components in here. It just boggles your mind, all the things that are lining the walls. You see he's got a big workbench in the center. It's a circular workbench to kind of match the circularness of the room. And you see that on the workbench he has all these different tools. You have no idea what they do. Some of them are kind of sparking and glowing here and there. Some look like they're radiating some kind of energy. And in the center right now, he does have a few different daggers, and they all look like they're slightly different colorings. And some of them look like they may be glowing here and there. But not knowing about the arcane and not knowing about enchanting, you don't really know.
Can I find the most colorful liquid in the room?
Okay, yeah, I mean...
He's gonna charge you more than what your life is for it.
Or he's just gonna take it.
No, if Aphrodite finds out.
Okay, so yeah, if you want
Shoves it
to,
right
yeah,
there in
there's some pretty colorful liquids in a certain area. You can take the most colorful one off. You see a very bright, vibrant purple liquid and on one of the shelves if you're wanting to take that. There's no one in there, so nothing to stop you.
I would like to take a swig and put it back.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna die or something.
I should have made popcorn on the
It's
break.
acid.
So go ahead and you take your swig. You take just a little taste of it, and all of a sudden, you become invisible.
What does it taste like? That's what I wanted to know.
So it doesn't taste.
Forget the magical
It doesn't really
properties.
taste like anything, but you have become invisible.
Holy crap, this is freaking awesome. I need to learn how to do this kind of crap. That's it. That is the whole Francisco adventure.
So Francisco in his Shakira form is now invisible upstairs in an enchanter's room. Very dangerous.
Oh,
So we'll cut back
Greatest
over to
sentence
imra'lyr
ever.
and me now. So earlier I had you guys roll perception checks. However, you guys didn't roll high enough, and all of a sudden you hear from behind you, imra'lyr, you hear,
In the window?
no, you didn't go outside, did you?
Oh, no. I would have been at the door to talk to me.
Yeah,
so
you're
no.
talking at the door with me, so all of a sudden behind you hear, what are you doing here? And you turn around and there's Aphrodite. He went downstairs, opened the door, closed it, locked it, and stealthed, and he got a nat 20.
Oh, of course he did.
Yep. imra'lyr, I thought you were gone. What are you sneaking around my house for? What's going on?
So, I just need some of my stuff that I left with you. That's all. That's all. I just didn't want to bother you. I forgot how magical you are.
Why didn't you just come to my store and come get me? You know these are my working hours. You know that I'm doing things here and there. Like, I'm not in my house. No, you're sneaking for a reason. Why are you sneaking? What's going on?
I just didn't want you to know I was home.
Deception check, please.
It's not.
Can I hear this?
It's not deception.
You're keeping something from him. You're not telling him the full truth.
Can I hear this happening?
Yeah, you can hear it from the door.
All right. I hear this happening, and I'm pretty sure Emma probably doesn't want to say why she's here. So can I see if I can see where the box is?
Yeah, so you can make an investigation check, but imra'lyr, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Okay, so
That's
you
17.
didn't want to tell me you were home. Like, I don't understand. I thought we were friends.
We are. Fenris isn't home, is he?
Not currently. He left a few days ago. He's heading south. He's heading south to Waterdeep. He's got a show there.
Of course.
Well, you know how those pop stars are.
Yes. You didn't give him my letter, did you?
Oh, the letter that Stephen and Fabian brought. Yes, yeah, we delivered it just as you requested. And I've got yours as well. Thank you for the letter. I appreciate it.
Real quick, I got a 17. Did I find the box?
So yeah, you snooped around and you found that in his desk, in one of the bottom drawers, there's actually a pretty dense wooden chest in there. So you can go ahead and take that if you want.
Can you lift it?
Yeah, can I lift it? How heavy is it?
It's heavy, but it's not unliftable. It's not a huge chest. I mean, it's probably like 2 feet by a foot.
Okay, I grab it, I cast enhance ability on myself, and I jump out the window. And I do Cat's Grace, sorry, which gives me advantage on dexterity checks, and as long as I'm falling from a height below 20 feet, I take no fall damage.
Okay, yeah, it's below 20 feet. As soon as you do that, a ping goes on. He's like, just 1 second. And Aphrodite turns and unlocks. He's like, no, wait 1 second. He opens up the door and he sees that no one's in there, but the window's open. And he turns to imra'lyr. Were you the only one in here?
Yes.
Why is my window open?
Well, you know, I was like practicing and trying to be clever with the magic and Fenris taught me more of what Fenris taught me, because you taught me planar magic, he taught me some bard spells, and like I was just trying to like see if I could like dupe you. Ha! Surprise! It didn't work. I still need practice.
Another deception check, please.
That's really bad.
What was my deception? 14.
You just roll a 2.
Oh.
You're on his game today.
You are a strange one, imra'lyr.
Well, I've been strange from the very beginning.
Okay.
That's why Fenris didn't like me, besides the fact I was taking all your time.
Okay.
You remember.
Anyway, welcome back. How's Gundren? Did you finish what you guys were doing?
I take off the necklace that Fenris gave me.
Mm-hmm. And why are you bald?
I'm eye patch too.
I forgot you had all this stuff.
I think I might be going crazy. Because, you know, after thinking about it for a while, it's funny. ever since that mage tore apart my soul and sent it into different planes, which, you know, is the reason why I came to learn planar magic from you, so I could go find portals and find them. I have been blacking out and losing my mind and doing things that I would not ever regularly do, like cut off all my hair in the middle of the night. So I'm going a little crazy. Here, can you please give this back to Fenris and tell him I'm sorry? And I run.
Okay, so he takes the necklace from you and he kind of sees you and watches you go. And he just kind of like sits there trying to process what just happened. So as you run out the door, Me comes around the side holding your chest, and just as you guys do, Kinsley's walking down the road, and you see the Enchanter's Nook, and you see imra'lyr and Me standing outside of a house right next to the Enchanter's Nook for some odd reason.
And I'm holding a big fat chest.
What are you guys doing here? I thought you were gonna go see your friend.
Yes. Well, I mean, I tried to avoid my friend, but he caught me. This is his shop. This is where he sells his Why are you here? Can I see the bag of holding, please? And I just kind of open it. And put
I'm
this
here
is
to
not
buy
party
something.
funds. These are not party funds. These are safe gathering funds.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I was just going to buy some augury tools here. I was told that this is the place to get them.
oh, well, if it's magical, then probably yes. Oh,
Is there a problem?
no.
Just chilling invisible and this is
I just realized that I do not know how to get Francisco's attention for when we.
Francisco,
I can go get
after
him,
about 10 minutes, it does wear off.
Oh.
And you're
If it's been 10 minutes at this point, I think Francisco is like, okay, I'm heading downstairs to see what's up, because it's taking a little longer than a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. So you come downstairs, and Fabian's kind of like sitting there twirling his hair behind the counter. And as you are coming down, he's like, "Oh well, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Is there anything I can help you with?"
You know what? I believe I am fine. You know what? I will come back at a later time. Tal vez I can speak with the wizard again, but I cannot imagine I'll be coming back anytime soon. Maybe I might come back with some things for him to enchant. I don't know. I'll talk to him later. I don't think it's very polite to make a lady wait. I walk out.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. As you walk out, you see that actually coming down the same road that Kinsley previously did, you see Steven walking back, and he's got bread shoved into both of his cheeks, and he's just kind of like walking, kind of like dripping and so red, and he doesn't even like notice you guys.
Isn't that is?
Wait.
Oh, Aphrodite took them in. He's
What,
too good for this world.
What happened to him?
I don't know. He looks
He's
like
sweating
he's
a
in
lot.
Yeah,
He walks up
And then-
and into the Enchanter's Nook. As
And I'm walking
Francisco's
down the
coming
stairs.
down.
Yeah, I turn back into Francisco. Well, that was a waste of my time. I feel like I just sat there for 10 minutes doing nothing. What was I?
Did you want to talk to a wizard about things?
Yes, why not? I wanted to learn magic. I wanted to see if I could cast a spell or two.
You want to learn magic?
Yeah, that would be so amazing, wouldn't it? Just think, I could wield my sword, then shoot lightning out of the other hand. It would be kind of like those legendary hero, warrior, demigod type of thing.
Aphrodite doesn't really specialize. I mean, he can cast those sorts of spells, but he's not very good at it. And it's not really his thing, so...
Yes, he told me as much. He said he was more enchanting potions. I'm like, yeah, that's interesting.
While this is happening, I've walked into the store because I want to get my stuff.
Kinsley and I also know magic as well. You could ask us.
Yes, but I was more interested in making things go explode, and you do more acid, and she does more healing. I want to blow crap up, you
things
know?
explode? She's just not to.
I think he's trying to do more of a sorcerer thing. You need to talk to a sorcerer, which you could probably find one in the city. Waterdeep too, maybe it's a pretty big city.
I will find out. I will find out somewhere.
I noticed Kinsley going into the store, and I'm actually curious as to what it looks like inside. So I kind of quickly shuffle behind her.
Be careful if you see a glowing purple potion. Those are amazing.
Okay.
I'm kind of just standing really awkward outside.
I know, like
Francisco, watch over Imra.
Yeah, I will watch it. That's okay. You guys go have fun.
Okay, so as you guys are walking inside and how you guys had that conversation outside, imra'lyr Aphrodel does walk out as Kinsley and me walk into the Enchanter's Nook, and he comes up behind you and he's like, imra'lyr, you didn't answer my question about Gundren.
I turn invisible.
Yeah, we spell that allows you to do that.
Too?
Yes. I have invisibility.
He casts Dispel Magic.
No, doesn't he have to like roll for it or something? He has to do like a higher level. See,
Dispel Magic is actually a roll. I was looking at the spell not that long ago.
It depends on what level you're casting it at.
What spell is he casting it at?
So he's a high level wizard, and he doesn't need his stuff for enchanting things as much. So he knows you and knows about where you're at, and he casts it at a level he knows will clear it.
Okay, then I Misty Step, which I don't think can be dispelled because it's teleportation. He taught me that one. I Misty Step 30 feet away.
Okay, where are you Misty stepping to?
Just 30 feet down the road. I'm going for the run. I'm running.
Okay, so he rolled an 18 on a perception, so he sees exactly where you popped up because you're not necessarily making a stealth roll.
Yeah, I'm too busy freaking out.
Okay, let me see something real quick.
No, I think she is going through something. And, I turned to him. She's going through a rough time right now.
He just kind of lets you go. And he turns to Francisco. And he's like, do you know her?
Yes! I was one of the people that Gundren hired. Well, they kind of hired.
So you can tell me, what happened to Gundren?
I do not think it is my place. But
you will tell me what happened to him.
You know, I hate lying.
He's gonna see.
You know, it is okay. I will tell you. It is but you cannot. She is very sensitive right now. Okay, she is very, you know, and I feel like you are one of her friends.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm not very nice. Oh no. I'm going to use this one because it's been good to
Francisco, no.
That's a 9.
Yeah, you fail. He used Charm Person on you.
Oh, you know what? You're so attractive. Let me turn back into a woman real quick. Turn back into Shakira.
So it was you. Got it.
Yes, it was me. You are so beautiful.
Could you please tell me what happened to my dear friend, Gundren?
Yes, he died.
He gets...
It was, well, kind of brutal. It was kind of an accident as well. I don't know how to tell you this, but, Gundren was kidnapped. he was taken away, and we went to go find him, and the results weren't very good.
He waves his hand and the charm person spell fades. Why wouldn't she just tell me?
Like I said, she is not in a very good position right now. She took it very hard. I think what she needs right now is some space and to try to accomplish the thing. Well, to try and hopefully succeed in bringing him back is her goal. I believe.
She's gonna try to bring him back.
That is the plan. I hear there are clerics. I hear there are holy men here that can possibly do it.
Yes, they're the bards. The bards of Ogma, the followers over at the House of Knowledge, their temple. They could do something like. Why wouldn't she just tell me?
Well,
you see, he's getting frustrated and.
I feel like she is afraid of disappointing you and possibly other people that know Gundren. Because we were practically strangers and we went through this with her. We are trying to support her as best as we can, but I think at this moment in time she probably needs some space.
She's going to try and resurrect him. Where's Gundren now?
I don't know if I should tell you that.
Don't make me cast Charm Person again.
You are very persuasive.
you know after Charm Person drops that you've been charmed. So you know that he can just do it again.
No, you are very powerful. I might want to take lessons from you. But he is at his home. But
he turns and he walks over to the Enchanter's Nook. He pops his head in, and he said, "Boys, you have the store. I'll be back."
Can you maybe wait just a little bit? Let her try first.
So as you and Aphrodite are having this conversation, we'll pop into Kinsley, and Fabian.
Wait 1 second.
There's so much
As he's walking away, can I see if I can figure out what's happening real quick?
This is happening at the exact same time as right now. So he hasn't popped his head in yet.
Yeah, this is
these two things are happening simultaneously.
Okay.
So he's outside. Aphrodite's talking to Francisco. You see, you guys walk in and you see Fabian's behind the counter twirling his hair, kind of just looking around. And you see sitting in a stool behind the counter, dripping wet with sweat, bread stuffed into his mouth is Steven.
Ew.
Like, oh, welcome. Oh my gosh, it's you guys. What are you doing here?
Doesn't recognize me.
No. Well, yeah, so...
Yeah.
Wow, it's you. What are you doing here? Welcome to the Enchanter's Nook. Thanks for not killing us.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thanks for, not being the really bad cultists.
No, I mean, in all honesty, Steven here, it was just kind of a revenge thing. He's kind of a dummy sometimes.
Steven leans over and smacks Fabian. He's like... trying to say, shut up.
Are you okay, Steven?
Steven just kind of looks down and he's still not feeling good. And
he was upstairs with some really hot girl, and then he came running downstairs just all like on fire. It was actually kind of funny.
I lean over to Kinsley. Francisco.
That makes sense.
So, welcome to the Enchanter's Nook. What can I get for you?
Well, I'm looking for some augury tools.
Oh, all right. Okay, yeah, there's lots of different augury tools. So there's specially marked sticks and bones, similar tokens like that. The only ones we have here, though, are kind of upper class type of stuff. Aphrodite, the owner, he only uses high quality. So unfortunately, it's a little spendy. I mean, these are like super high quality.
Yeah,
just so you know, they have to be at least 25 GP. That's what the spell calls for.
Mm-hmm.
And how much would that be?
So fortunately, they all kind of like stack in the same area. The high quality ones aren't that much more expensive than the regular ones. So we're only looking at about 30 gold pieces.
Oh.
You see, he turns around and pulls out these bones, and they're actual dragon knuckle bones. So they're really nice, and they've got runes inscribed on them. And as soon as he opens the little case, because they come with their own little like nice wooden case, he opens it up. You see it's felt on the inside, kind of lined really nice, and you can just feel like the divination type magic pouring out of them.
Oh, wow. I think I could part with 30 gold pieces.
All right. Sounds great. All right, so 30 gold pieces, please.
I'll go ahead and pass them over.
Okay, you now have some dragon knucklebone augury divination type stuff.
I'll have to write that in my notes.
Do you guys sell any just standard kits or anything? Or is it mostly
kits
just
of what?
spells and stuff? Like, where is it? Like alchemist supplies or like brewing type of kits.
So mainly the magical stuff we deal in here isn't gonna be like potion making. Although once in a while Aphrodite might do something like that. He mainly enchants. If you're looking for like herbs, you might try the general store. Peeper's got some weird stuff in there. He might have some kits for you.
All right, I'll have to look there next. Thank you.
Anything else for you guys?
I don't think so. I think that's
You
all
sure?
that I
We've
needed.
got some really cool stuff.
And he starts looking around and pointing out a few things.
You mentioned that there was a shield on the wall?
Yeah, this is one of Aphrodite's favorites.
So he goes over and he grabs a giant kite shield. It's a wooden kite shield that has been painted a royal blue with metal trim running around its border. In the center, you see the profile of a howling white wolf has been painted on it.
It's like, this shield is awesome, super beautiful, and it does really good job at protecting you.
What he has here is a +1 shield.
And he's like, so this Aphrodite calls this one Wolfsbane, and it's on special right now, only 112 gold pieces.
That's like everything that I have left.
If not that, then you might like this.
He turns around, he puts it back, and he pulls off this giant glaive. Beautiful glaive. It consists of a 6-foot red oak polished pole with black leather wrapped around the middle for a grip. On the bottom side of the glaive, you notice a gold-plated full moon orb nestled in as an ornamental stopper. The blade on the other end reaches 18 inches in length. The first 12 inches are straight as an arrow, but as the last 6 start to curve slightly upward to a sharp point. Where the blade meets the pole, there's a black and purple ribbon. They hang down about 6 inches.
This is probably my favorite thing we have. If I could train to do anything, it would be to use this bad boy. This is Nightingale.
It's a +1 glaive.
But this bad boy, 300 gold pieces.
Oh, why did you show me that?
'Cause it's awesome, man. Look at it.
He's such a great
really
salesman.
Awesome. Oh, man.
Man, I kind of just want to look at things now. Even if I can't afford it, I just want to look at it.
I feel like I went to
want
Guitar
it.
Center and just like.
Oh, man.
So just so you guys know, we only have like a few things prepped right now. I think we've got a total of like 4 things. Aphrodite's been going through a lot lately. We've had a lot of people coming in through Neverwinter, so we've been selling a lot. And there's a few things that Aphrodite actually, or I guess one thing Aphrodite has to be here to actually show you. But the only other thing I can show you, only because I know you, I probably shouldn't,
is he goes and he reaches underneath and he pulls out a locked box. And he pops it open and opens it, turns it around, and you see this really beautiful looking leather helm. It's all dark and whatnot, and it's kind of like shaped into like an animal's face in the front. He's like, this is a helm of comprehending languages. It's so freaking cool. So you could put this on and you can like listen in on people's conversations when they're talking in languages you don't understand. It's so cool, man. I've used it so much. Don't tell Aphrodite, but I've used it so many times, man.
That's awesome.
But this bad boy is expensive. 500 gold pieces. And he like puts it away. He's like, yeah, there's one other thing, but is it so dang expensive that Aphrodite doesn't even keep it down here? Probably shouldn't tell you that, but I know you, so it's cool, man. It's cool.
What is it? What is it?
What is it, if you can tell me?
I guess I could tell you. I can't show you. It's locked away, but it's a cloak of protection, man. So, Cloak of Protection gives you a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws. But it's like thousands of gold pieces, man. Like thousands.
Ooh.
It's a lot.
I might have to save up for that glaive.
Me's getting a lot of bad ideas right now.
Well,
You're not stealing from my friend.
I can't afford anything right now.
Okay, well, just you know, we also carry some healing potions. We don't have like the alchemy stuff to make stuff. He eyeballs over at me. Sorry, little man, but
Sorry.
But we do actually have some potions. So if you need some, just let me know. Right now, I'm out of everything that's not a healing potion. So I've got healing potions, and I have a few greater healing potions, but that's all at the moment.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right, and then we leave.
Okay, at that point is when Aphrodite pokes his head in and tells the boys that they have the store. And Francisco, you were trying to stop Aphrodite.
And so I was just saying, like, she needs to try things on her own. I do not think it is very wise to interfere at this moment in time. Maybe we should wait a little bit. She's going through some things.
Look, I know imra'lyr probably more than you do. She's unstable. True. You have no idea what this girl has been through. Someone needs to be there for her. And if something like this has happened to one of her friends, I'm afraid of what's going to happen to her. So you can either come help me, or I can get you out of my way.
Well, I guess I am following you.
I step out.
Where'd Imra go?
This way, follow me if you want to help her.
Look good.
Oh, well, yes.
Okay.
Oh, good decision, bad decision, good decision. He's gone.
I grab me, knowing what he's thinking,
well, there's
and
only
I
two
take
of them.
him with
Really
us.
Stupid.
So you guys make your way towards Gundren's house, and he's gonna go straight inside. imra'lyr, what are you doing?
I'm running to Fenris's.
Okay. So as you're running there, our party makes it over to Gundren's, and he is going to Aphrodite's going to go upstairs, and he's like, where did you guys place him?
I believe in his bed.
Well, you put him there. So
yes, I put him in there. Yeah.
Okay. So he goes upstairs, and he asks Francisco, would you pick him up?
Yes, of course.
Let's go.
Enough.
So he's actually leading you out the door, and
Where are we going?
We're going to the House of Knowledge. We're going to try to bring Gundren back.
Oh, that's what... I'm just gonna say his name is Stanton.
Stanton, there you go.
That's what my Stanton, he told me of a bard that could bring Gundren back.
He was probably talking about Father Joseph.
Yes.
Perfect, because that's exactly where we're going.
Oh, good. Oh, well, should we get Imra?
As soon as she notices that Gundren is back and in one piece, she will start to calm down, and we're just going to take care of it, because she's very erratic, and I don't know what she's going to be doing right now. So first, we take care of this, and then we take care of her.
Me, do you think that you could find her?
I can definitely go look and see if I can.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So me peels off to go try and find imra'lyr.
I feel like I'd be better suited to help with this.
As you leave, Aphrodite yells at you, and he says, he tells you some normal places she may be to go and check. So he mentions few different places, and Fenris's house is one of them. So, because Aphrodite knows you. So you guys start making your way to the...
Imra knows herself at this time.
So you guys start making your way to the House of Knowledge. imra'lyr, you are at Fenris's house. What are you doing?
I run in, I find his room, and I just cover myself in his blankets.
Okay. So you run into his house.
I ignore the servants. I ignore everybody, the staff. They know me.
They all know you, yeah. Because with Fenris is extremely wealthy and very well known and not as protective of his stuff and things as Aphrodite is. So his servants are there and they are taking care of things and they know you. So, yeah.
I just run to his room and bury myself in his blankets.
So the rest of you eventually make your way to the House of Knowledge. You see this giant temple, absolutely beautiful. Kinsley, why don't you give me a religion check?
Oh, that was almost a 19. It's going to be 13.
That's fine. For religious check stuff, because you are a cleric and you are familiar, you mainly just have to roll above a 10. So you know that Agma, is also known as the Lord of Knowledge. Is the neutral greater power of bards, inspiration, invention, and knowledge in Faerun. Faerun is the entire continent that you guys live on. Agma was the leader of the deities of knowledge and invention, and his home plane is the House of Knowledge, or his home. I guess his temple is the House of Knowledge. His symbol is a blank scroll. So you guys eventually make your way there. You see it is hustling and bustling with a bunch of different types of people, most of them bards. And as you walk up the temple steps, you see that Aphrodite seems to know exactly where he's going. He goes into the main entrance and he walks to and fro through these different rooms until he makes it into an office and he starts knocking on the door. As soon as he does, a little old man in like this little type of robe walks out and he kind of like looks through. You guys can see that he's got like a little lyre like attached, like a little miniature harp type thing attached to his back, for he is a bard. And he's like, who's there? What's going on? And Aphrodite is like, Father Joseph, I need your help. Oh, Aphrodite, is that you? Give me a moment. You hear... and the door swings open. Sorry, I was, busy. And he closes the door.
I just hold Gundren's body and it's kind of like...
Yeah, so Aphrodite turns and he shows the dwarf to Father Joseph and seems like you've got a dwarf there. What can I do for you? Father Joseph, this is Gundren. This is one of our dear friends, and unfortunately he's passed. Not of natural causes. He was murdered. We were wondering if you could try to resurrect him. Takes a closer look at Gundren, looks him up and down, kind of feels around. Oh, bullets. Oh, okay, well, as long as it wasn't natural causes, and I could try. Unfortunately, it's very expensive to do these kinds of things. Do you have anything? I need a diamond.
We were looking for a thing. I don't know if we got it. I look at Kinsley. And I look at me.
Me's not there.
I'm
not
not
me. Kinsley. I look at
the
Kinsley.
only one.
I dumped it in in the bag of holding.
There was something we were looking for. I don't know if Imra gave you something or if Imra still has it.
Oh,
A thing.
she shoved a chest in the bag.
That might be it. Please be it.
Okay. Take out the chest from the bag of holding.
Aphrodite immediately recognizes it, and it pops into his head. His head. This must have been why imra'lyr was sneaking around his house. So you guys open it up. imra'lyr, what's inside?
Jewels and freaking accessories, like a girl's best friend is in there. Just gaudy necklaces.
Did not know she had that kind of
bracelets.
Are these real?
You could buy a really nice house and property with all this stuff.
You see Aphrodite looks over and he's like, yes, it's very real. imra'lyr has a very friendly contact. So, but he starts to dig through.
Oh. That kind of makes Kinsley uncomfortable.
Hey.
She's just holding the chest like,
what kind of friendly contact are we talking about? Like,
that's not for me to say.
Does he even know? Fenris might have told him. I don't know.
Well, Fenris and Aphrodite have been friends for a very, very long time. So, yeah. So he eventually pulls out what he's looking for, and it is a diamond. A very large diamond worth about 1,000 gold pieces. And he turns to Father Joseph, and he's like, Father, will this do? Yeah, that seems to be about right. Let's go, follow me. So he leads you down a few other hallways until you guys get to essentially what is the underside of the temple. There is a sepulcher, and there are a few stone slabs here and there, and he brings you in there, and he's like, okay, everyone stand back. So he begins to lift his hands, and you see that he begins to chant some words, praying to Agma, and as he does, his eyes go wide and actually turn black, and then purple veins start coming out around his eyes, and he lifts into the air as he's chanting. Kinsley, you can go ahead and give me a religion check if you want, or Arcana. I will take either one.
that is very intense.
Religion is going to be 22.
Okay.
21.
So you know that although this looks scary, he's casting Resurrection, which is a necromancy spell. So although it is a scary looking spell, this is normal. It's not like he's doing anything nefarious. It's just weird when you deal with dead people.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't be able to make him undead anyway, so.
Right.
And I know that.
So he lifts up off the ground as he's chanting, and you hear echoing of his voice everywhere, and it gets deeper. It sounds like there's multiple voices kind of just chanting. And then all of a sudden, his eyes go normal and he drops. And he's like, oh, that was strange.
What? What was strange?
I couldn't get the soul to come to me. It's as if it's trapped. And Aphrodite gets this look. Shoot.
Question. I am not magic. What does that mean?
Well, there's only a few things that could happen. The one thing that could have happened that I could think of is that Gundren's soul has been trapped somewhere. It's not free. He can't willingly come back. Knowing Gundren, he would have. He has not really realized his dreams yet. There must be something or someone holding him back.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were encountering a person. I don't know what you guys know, but we were encountering someone named that we are calling the Black Spider. His calling card is a spider and is black. I don't know if you've heard of anything like this. There was a doppelganger with a tattoo of this spider. There was a letter with this spider. There's also a... I need to go to the Lord's Guard. Lion's Guard or Lord's Guard?
Lord's Alliance.
Lord's Alliance. Something like that. I need to go to the Lord's Alliance. I need to go find out about the wizard dude. Oh, freak.
Oh, this is what Saloon was trying to warn me about.
But yeah, you know anything about a spider-looking thing?
I've never heard of this black spider. All I know is that trapping a soul like that would take some very powerful magic.
Boy. Okay, well...
But, thinking more on it, I don't imagine... You can't trap a soul in this plane of existence. I mean, usually you have to trap it in something, and if you trap it in something, X amount of time would pass, and the soul would either be completely destroyed, or it would be released, and then the soul would be free to do what it does, unless it's trapped. But you can't trap it unless it's in another plane of existence. He looks over at Father Joseph, and I didn't feel like his spirit was gone. I could sense it. It couldn't come to me. It's trapped. Oh, shoot. Thank you, Father.
So, like, in a prison cell, object...
We need to find imra'lyr right now.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So, Aphrodite turns to leave.
I have so many theories right now.
Kinsley, can you go with him? I need to go to the Lord's Alliance and ask about the wizard guy that betrayed Sildar.
Yes, I'll go with him.
Okay, very good. I'm going to head off to the Lord's Alliance to ask about Wizard Man. I forget his name. I need to find that notebook.
Okay. So you guys take off. Let's swap over to you real quick. So you are running around to all these different places. Well, I guess there's not very many because imra'lyr wouldn't have really gone to very many places. She would have gone to Francisco's, to Aphrodite's. She would have gone to the shops here and there. But give me an intelligence check.
That's 10.
Okay.
6 plus a 4, that's a 10.
Okay. So, pretty much what you can decipher, just thinking about it, you feel that she would do one of two things. Either retail therapy, or she'd go and try and find her other friend. Up to you to decide.
Probably her other friend. I mean...
Does Imra seem materialistic to you?
To my character, not so much. Yeah, probably her other friend. I'm gonna go,
Okay, so if you're deciding to do that, Aphrodite told you about places, but he didn't necessarily tell you where to go. So, the only thing I can think of is I'm going to set a relatively high DC, and you give me a survival check. Now, this is strictly so you can find the guess and find the right way to go. Here, wait, let me see something real quick.
You could probably ask people he's really popular.
He doesn't know that.
Thinking that.
That's true.
Yeah, don't metagame or whatever. So you can either give me a survival check, or a perception check. I'll take that too.
Okay, I'll do perception, but
It's gonna be a high DC. I'm gonna say the DC is like 17.
Okay, I'm going to do perception, but I'm going to use enhance ability on myself, so I can get advantage on wisdom checks, which perception would be a wisdom check.
Okay.
So
This got real interesting.
All right.
Because I'm not very wise.
I rolled a 2, then a 5, but my perception is 5, so it's a 10.
Still not good enough. You are wandering the streets, my friend.
Sorry, I sent you off on your own. Sorry,
Maybe I should.
city.
Can I ask people to see if they've heard of a person named this? Because
Go ahead, yeah. So as you're walking down the street, you see lots of people walking by.
I go up to a random person. What was the person's name again?
Go say it.
Fendris. Go with Fendrin. Yes. I walk up to someone. Have you heard of a man named Fendris or Fendrin?
So you walk up, you see this lady's walking by with her children, and you kind of tug on her sleeve and you ask her the question. She turns, she's like, I'm sorry, what was the name?
I can't quite remember, but it's either Fendrin or Fendris.
Are you thinking of Fenris, the famous
Yes. Oh,
yes.
Yes, I'm assuming that one, yes.
Okay, everyone's heard of him. I mean, he's probably the most famous pop sensation here on the Sword Coast in the last decade. I mean, you haven't heard? How do you not know his name?
I'm not from around here.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're looking for Fenris. A strange person I've never seen before, looking for a famous person. She's kind of looking overhead and she kind of points. She's, I believe he lives down that way. And she kind of, go ahead and make an insight. She's pointing back towards the gates.
All right. I got a nat 20.
Yeah, she's lying.
You're suspicious.
You're very
I'm
suspicious.
sorry, but can I cast Charm Person on her?
If you want to. She's a commoner, so I'll use commoner stats, I guess.
I cast Charm Person. This with advantage. Okay, it's a Wisdom saving throw of 13.
Okay, let me see the commoner stats. Oh, they're all just 10, so there's no pluses. So she just has to roll above a 13. Oh, she got a 7.
All right. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? Where does Fendris live?
Fenris.
Wait.
Fenris. There's no D.
Sorry, I keep. Could you say that again? Where does Fenris live?
You see that she kind of like her expression changes, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I got confused and turned around." She turns and she actually points toward the westernmost part of town, and that's actually the direction in where he lives. She's like, "Look for the biggest, most flamboyant house you can find. It's royal blue with bright blue trim and a very bright pink door. Why it's pink, don't ask me."
Thank you, madam. And I it's a concentration spell, so to buy myself time, I'm leaving it up for an hour by trying to keep concentration, and I'm gonna follow her directions.
Okay, you don't have to maintain. You don't have to continue to see her.
Does
it have a distance?
Oh, it says you. Oh, it is 30 feet. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'll say that
once I get 30 feet away.
You got 30 feet, you rounded the corner, it pops off, and she's just like, come on, children. She takes off. Okay, so you're heading toward Fenris's place, and the rest of you, imra'lyr, you're just hiding there.
I'm just hugging his pillow and wrapped in his blanket.
So I'm gonna make
a womb.
I'm gonna have Aphrodel make an intelligence check to decide the same thing where he thinks imra'lyr would be. I'm gonna have him do it with advantage though because he knows you so well.
He knows me so well. He my buddy.
Okay, you got a dirty 20. So he knows you're at Fenris's. He figures retail therapy's not gonna help this girl. So
not her thing.
Yeah. So everyone is now making their way towards Fenris's home.
Except for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Lord's Alliance.
Yep. So Francisco, you are making your way towards the Lord's Alliance. You know exactly where it is. Let me pop open the map real quick. So the Lord's Alliance is kind of near, where did I say the guilds were? I believe I said the guilds were kind of near the gate, the beginning of town, kind of near where a plaza would be. So you headed that way. You pass by the Emerald Enclave, you pass by a few other guilds, and you finally make it to the Lord's Alliance barracks. This is actually kind of like the barracks, how the humans barracks look in World of Warcraft, where it's got like the 4 towers, and then it's just like a square building. It's got people posted up top, walking around the border of the rectangular building. And you walk in front, you see it's hustling and bustling with lots of people. Where are you going? Who are you looking for?
I am looking for the person who assigned Sildar, Yarno, and I to go to Phandelver to kind of set up a guard.
Okay.
The person who issued that order in the first place. I don't know who that would be. But...
Okay, so I mean, Francisco would know. Commander Devlin is the one who sent you there. He is a big, very gruff, very manly-looking man. Dark hair, cut really short. He's got like the military cut. He's got a mustache and a little goatee, and he is in full plate armor. You know that his office is kind of near the back of the barracks, so you head that way.
Yep.
So you
I go
come
there.
up to the door, knock on it. Who's there?
Hi, Commander Devlin, it is I, Francisco. I've come to report our progress in Phandelver.
Come in.
Okay, I'm coming in. I walk in.
Francisco, welcome back. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be down there with Sildar and Yarno setting up I guess not Yarno.
Yes, about that is why I wanted to come. So I am passing through because I'm working with the group of adventurers that took care of the red brand that were causing problems in Phandelver, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about Yarno. I guess while we are in town, I wanted to ask you what kind of person he was, because I didn't really know him too well. I just kind of in passing, hola, hello, that's it. But I was wondering if you could tell me more about his behavior before he left, if he was acting strangely, or...
So there's an ongoing investigation with Yarno into what happened, who he is, where he's going, what he possibly could be doing. You want me to show you that file?
If that would be possible, since I am working with the group that have learned most of this information.
Okay. So he walks over to a file, and he pulls out a couple, looking at them, putting them back. Ah, here. And he looks through, kind of shuffles through. So it looks like Yarno was a very powerful mage. I don't know what else you want to know. He came to us about 2 or 3 years ago, trained with some of our other mages, didn't show any signs of anything until the whole incident down in Phandelver.
So there was no previous suspicious activity whatsoever?
Well, when he came to us, he acted totally normal. His background stuff checked out. No red flags. We know that he was a hermit for a while before he came to us, but that's it.
Do you know if he had any contacts with perhaps a man with a spider tattoo?
Are you talking about the Black Spider?
Yes, that.
Okay, yeah, that was in Sildar's report that he sent up from Phandelver. We know that apparently he's working with him now. As far as if he had contact with him before, we have no idea. The only thing
contacts with doppelgangers or drow?
That's new information. Do you know something?
Well, when we went to investigate Kragma Castle, we discovered a doppelganger that was disguised as a drow, and maybe that has something to do with something. I'm not quite sure, so I don't know. And it's possibly something that we can look into. Possibly if you knew drow or doppelgangers before.
I need you to fill out a full report of where you found this, anything that's connected, and have it on my desk by tomorrow so I can turn that in with the other reports that I'm trying to do about this investigation. Hop to it.
Paperwork, I remember. Okay, well, I will be back with that report. Post. I don't know the word. Adios.
Haste.
Post haste. Rapidamente. I'm going to go now.
Been in Argentina for too long, man.
No, I remember what it is, but I'm just...
He's playing
Francisco wouldn't really know all the English words.
True.
Dismissed.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
And I begin filling out the boring form. As quickly
So-
as
I can
possible.
So the rest of you make it to Fenris's place. Aphrodite leads you inside, and he goes and starts looking in rooms until finally he gets to Fenris's room itself. He opens it up and he sees a little lump in the bed, and he walks over and sits down next to the lump. Puts his hand on it. Imra'lyr, I have some more bad news, but a little hope. It seems...
Do you hate me?
No, I could never hate you, Imra'lyr.
It was my fault.
What do you mean?
It was my fault. I was waiting for Francisco. He's really good at talking. And I was waiting, and then it said that he didn't need Gundren anymore, which meant that he might kill him any second. And everything went dark. And the next thing I knew, my gun had gone off. And I went to... It was my fault.
Imra'lyr,
I don't know why I did it. I knew I shouldn't.
everyone makes mistakes.
No, if I was myself, that would have never happened. It wasn't a mistake, it was something else.
I know right now you're not completely yourself. And that's hard.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
We'll find a way to fix this. But for now, Gundren needs your help. Mistakes happen, but it takes a bigger person to fix those mistakes. You've admitted what you've done happened, it was your fault, and it happened. But Gundren's not lost. He's trapped.
What?
We just went to the House of Knowledge and spoke with Father Joseph.
Yes, Fenris introduced me to him. I was going to take Gundren to him.
Yes, we did. We tried to resurrect him, and Father Joseph said that he's trapped, he's stuck. There's a soul. His soul is trapped somewhere. You need to go get him. I can find him. You need to come with me. We need to go back to my tower. And we need to find him.
Are you going to tell Fenris?
Fenris isn't here. Fenris is gone, and he's gonna be gone for a while. He's down in Waterdeep. You'll be back in a week or so, but let's take care of the here and now first. If that's what I think it is, you're gonna need all your friends.
I don't even know if they think of me as a friend.
Well, let's hope they do. Because there's no way we could do this without them. In fact, I don't even know if I can go. I'm not a warrior. But you're gonna need to be.
You think I can do this?
I'm sure your friends do too. Aphrodite turns around and sees Kinsley over there. I think you're the only one left right now.
Yep.
He sees Kinsley and he...
Just me.
Kinsley, Aphrodite kind of waves Kinsley over.
Walk over.
I'm just holding Fenris's pillow up to my face.
What does the pillow smell
Yes?
like?
What can I do?
I don't know what they're... You taught me how to sense portals and to vamp. Like, I'm sorry, I ran away. All I can do is sense portals. I can find them, but I can't make any.
Well, remember who you're talking to.
My teacher.
Planar magic is kind of my thing. So let's get your friends, find Gundren, and I'll help you save him.
And when we're done saving him, how do we get back?
I'll tell you. But first, let's get your friends and make it back to my... I need to get to my tower.
I help Imra up.
I take Fenris's pillow with me.
And I'm walking with her, supporting her.
Okay.
Aphrodite, can I have the necklace back?
Of course. Takes it out of his pocket and hands it to you.
It's not magic or anything. He's not like spying on me, is he? I've been really worried about that.
No. You think Fenris
Okay.
would do that?
He's
Never mind.
a
Don't
worry
answer that.
wart.
I subtly cast detect magic.
Okay. Yeah, you don't sense any magic.
Okay, I just give her a reassuring nod.
What does the pillow smell like? I'm just curious. Does he like scent his pillows? Does he like perfume them?
It smells like him.
What does he smell
Does
like?
he wear some kind of cologne?
He's got like a pine cedar thing going with a little bit of cinnamon. It's spicy and sweet.
I knew it'd be
Just how I
something
like
like woodsy.
Yeah.
Always
it
would
smells
see.
like the forest, even though we don't live near one. He knows I like it because it reminds me of home. So that's what he wears.
All right. So eventually, Aphrodite, imra'lyr, and Kinsley make their way downstairs, and just as they're exiting the door, they see down the road a small me.
Me and my -1 endurance for athletics. Yeah.
What color is the pillow?
It's all sky blue. His bed spread is like a sky blue.
I mean, I would be familiar with that.
Yeah.
But
Very
and
bright
I also have my
colors.
own room. Okay, guys, it's not like, I have my own room. I just went to his.
There you are, imra'lyr.
Hey, what took you so long?
I got lost, and this lady tried to lie about me. Where
What did you tell her?
Fenris lives, huh?
What? I mean, everybody knows where Fenris lives, but they're also very protective of him.
I couldn't really remember his name, so she didn't trust me, so I had to charm her. It was a lot of effort.
Oh, dear.
But I got here, and I'm here to help.
Well, we're gonna go save Gundren's soul.
More walking.
Pretty
Let's
sure
go.
I shot it into another plane.
That's pretty impressive.
Me, how big are you right now?
I'm my normal height, my actual height, which is around like 5'4". Oh, no, sorry, 5'7". That's a way too short. 5'7".
I go ahead and I give me a piggyback ride.
Nice.
Thank you.
That you have to hold my shield because it's on my back.
Okay. I'm holding up your
It's
shield.
like a turtle.
It's heavy, but it's worth it.
Turtle enough for the turtle club. Turtle.
I actually dislike that movie.
I love that movie. I love it so
There
much.
are
I
moments
actually
I'm
really
totally
wanna
in the
watch
mood
it.
for it, but
I love it
I'm
all
kind
the
of in
time.
the mood for it. But generally, I'm just like,
Why is the
Okay.
so hot? I know, look at it.
So pretty.
is that like a Luna?
I got it's a cauldron.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. I got it at the Renaissance Fair we went to last summer. It's great.
All right.
I got a
So
corset from there too.
me,
Patterns for that.
Okay. Me, Kinsley, imra'lyr, and Aphrodite start to make their way back to Aphrodite's tower, and he looks around and he's like, "Where's your other friend?"
He went to
Cisco.
the what's
I
his
forget the name too.
guild's name?
Oh,
or
the
his
Lord's Alliance?
Oh
Lord's
yes,
Alliance.
he went to them. I think he's giving them an update. I'm not sure where that's at.
Okay, well, we're going to need your friend for this. Fortunately, the guild halls are on the way to my place, so let's swing by and grab him.
Sounds good.
So you guys start making your way back. It is on the other side of town. You guys keep going back and forth. It is near the evening now. You guys have walked so much. Eventually, you make it to the
Should have
guild
stayed
halls.
at Fenris's place.
And you go to the Lord's Alliance, their keep, or barracks, as it were. And you see sitting out front on the front steps is Francisco filling out some paperwork.
Francisco, what are you doing?
What's that?
This is the part of
Coloring
my
book?
job I hate. This is why I left. I hate paperwork. I hate having to record the things I do. We did a lot of things. I had to write it all down. I had to report it in the morning. I have 2 more pages left.
Can I take a quick glance at Francisco's writing?
Yeah. I mean, are you trying to hide it, Francisco?
No, I'm not.
Okay, yeah, so you go ahead, me.
Hey, Francisco, do you want some help with that?
You know what? I am in the details part right now. I finished filling out like all the check boxes and the names of people involved in detail. If you want to write the story for me, I am not a very good writer. I speak another language. I speak several languages actually, and so I get very confused.
I can work on the other parts, the other pages.
For me, your handwriting. You look at the paper. The handwriting is garbage. Like he doesn't have.
Garbage.
It's not good handwriting. But you see, like he drew a map on of like, but it's a very detailed map. The map is beautiful, but his handwriting terrible.
It looks like he spent more time on the map than he did the actual paperwork.
Hey.
I don't need that in my memory bank, but here it goes. I try filling out the other parts of the paperwork in his handwriting, but they're slightly, not noticeably, more eligible.
While they're doing this, I'm kind of just pacing around with my pillow. I don't even know I have it, you guys.
Francisco.
Wait, where's Spit?
Yes.
This whole time, where's Spit?
I'm gonna say Spit's just been following you guys. He's an NPC. I mean, we can't play him all the time. I mean, and you guys are in a huge city, so it's not gonna be unusual for a little guy like him to go unnoticed. So Aphrodite walks up. He's like, Francisco, we kind of need you immediately. This can get done as you're walking. Come with me. And he helps you stand up and starts leading you towards the tower.
I pull out my forgery kit, which I assume will have something like a clipboard to give us surfaces to write on.
There you go. Eventually, you guys make it back to the tower, and as you guys get there, you see that Fabian and Steven are actually just about to flip the sign over, saying they're closed and whatnot for the night. And he's like, just one moment, gentlemen. Before you head off back to the house, keep the door unlocked. I'm going to be in there for a little while, and my friends are coming with me. Steven and Fabian both kind of look at each other, and they're like, okay, master. I mean, do you need any help? You want your apprentice with you? No, that's all right, Steven. You and your brother go back to the house. Okay. So they leave and they go down to the house. They've been staying with Aphrodite.
I'm sorry, they're probably terrible trouble. You didn't have to take them in.
I give them high fives as they pass by.
They don't know who you are.
What are they doing, by the way? Do they have some talent?
You know, it actually worked out perfectly. Even though I make a decent amount of money, I am notoriously cheap. And I don't have to pay them very much. It's awesome. And Steven is actually not bad at magic. He's mastered Mage Hand. But he's only been working with me for not very long at all. So, like maybe a week. I think it's been...
a couple days a week.
Yeah.
Who tells time? Who knows?
He's been doing great. And Fabian is wonderful with the customers. I couldn't be happier. They're great.
Very likable.
He is.
Has Fenris met them?
No, Fenris actually hasn't met them yet. He's been gone. About a week. So, and they
he got my letter.
Yeah, they showed up, and I sent the letter over to his house, and he got it right before he left, and he headed south.
Starting to wonder what was in that letter.
Yeah, I wish I snuck a peek.
I wish I knew who Fenris was.
He's a very popular musician.
Yes. I know that, but who is he?
I'd like to insight Imra and see if he's maybe the love interest.
You are carrying his pillow around like it's
so Kinsley, make an insight, and imra'lyr, make a deception. and that's how we're gonna do this. And if Kinsley is higher, imra'lyr, you have to divulge.
11.
You got more than I did. Wait. Yeah, you got 2
No.
more than I did. Got it 9.
Don't have to divulge anything, so...
I rolled a 2, you guys, and my insight is 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
Oh my god.
DM, real quick, do I know what Fenris looks like?
You would have... I mean, actually, yeah, you probably do. Because you've been in Neverwinter long enough to know about, like, you know, the pop culture and what's going on. And you know that he is, like... He is the main, like, attraction right now. He is the bard of bards. He's like Mozart in his time or Beethoven in his time. He is, like, hot right now. Everyone loves his music.
He's the bee's knees.
He is.
It's
So...
good.
He's all that
K-pop
bag
idol.
chips.
Locking that down in my memory for later use.
There you go. So I think Kinsley and me probably might have heard of him, but I mean
Heard of
Kinsley's
him.
always locked away in
Yeah.
her stuff. And me, I don't even think you're from Neverwinter, really, are you?
No, I was thinking about it, but
Yeah. Okay,
No, I'm not from Neverwinter.
so Aphrodite brings you guys into the tower, and he's like, everyone upstairs. You guys keep going up. You get to the first level, which is his workshop, and he keeps walking right past up. Eventually, he takes you to the very top of the tower, right before you go outside. And you guys see this is a very dark room. The walls are lined with blackout type curtains. And you see that there is like a single candle lit over in the side. It seems to be enchanted as if it never goes out. In the very center of the room is a table, and there's a cloth over an object that's popping up, and then there's a cupboard off to the side. He walks up to the table, and he removes the cloth, and you see this orb, this big black dark orb. He's like, imra'lyr, I've never brought you up here, because this is where I do my planar work. This is my planar orb. I was able to take a crystal orb and transfuse it with planar magic, and I can now scry anywhere.
I thought that was impossible. You told me that was impossible.
I did. But I may have lied.
What?
Not everything needs to be solved simply by using a crystal orb.
Well, no, but you couldn't you like scry on?
People, yes. I can't scry on pieces of souls ripped. I can do a soul. I can't, it can't be broken. I think I can find Gundren with this because he's still hopefully one soul.
I want to insight this conversation and see whose soul's broken apart.
Go for it.
Also, Francisco is like looking very like
That was cocked.
covering himself like, oh boy.
Oh, another freaking 2. I can't roll tonight. That's a 9.
try inciting.
If you want to insight, yeah, I mean,
Ha ha! I rolled a straight 19 plus.
so what are you trying to insight me? I mean, are you trying to insight the same thing as
19,
Kinsley?
21. Pretty much the same thing as Kinsley.
Just trying to figure out what this conversation is about.
Yeah, and like whose soul was ripped apart or whatever.
So, from context, you can pretty much figure out that, I mean, imra'lyr is not all there.
And she pointed to herself.
Yeah, and she's
Also-
kind of been acting erratic. Like, something's going on with imra'lyr, and maybe she's been kind of torn asunder somehow.
Can I recall drunk night?
Yeah?
Can I put this together? Does Francisco make the connections?
Well, make a
Who gets
history
the light
check.
bulb?
Yeah, make a history check. I mean, you have to be like, you have to roll for it.
It's a 12.
12, okay. I'm going to say because you were there and this conversation happening and whatnot, it was not a very high DC. Yeah, you recognize that when she was drinking and the next morning she didn't remember anything even after only one drink. Something's wrong with her to the point where maybe a shattered soul is the only thing that makes sense.
Interesting.
Alright.
I'm the only one who doesn't know.
Just like
So Aphrodite walks over to the orb and he kind of looks and he starts going through it and starts chanting. And then all of a sudden an image appears and it shoots up onto the wall and you see it projected. And you guys see a spirit of a dwarf that looks like Gundren. I found him. You see that he's shackled to a table and everything's gray and everything's dark and there's no color. This is strange.
What is this?
The only plane of existence that's dark. Oh no, he's with the Yogolith.
What? What is that?
So, in the lower planes, you have demons, Yogoliths, or as they used to be called, the daemons, and then the devils. The Yogolith live on a few different planes of existence, but only one that's completely gray. Hades. It's a bleak, dark place. And no soul's gonna survive there very long. Eventually, it sucks the happiness and the hopefulness and things out of you, and within a 10-day, you are a husk. How long has he been gone? How long has he been dead?
only yesterday.
Then you've got time, but not much. I don't know where exactly on Hades he is. Scrying only really shows you the person and kind of like the immediate surroundings. If I'd had to guess, I'd say he's probably on the top layer. Depending on what or who has taken him, I doubt they're dealing with the Yogolith. Maybe they're just hiding there. Because the Yogolith are hard to deal with, and unless you know their true name, they do not work well with others. They are worse than demons. Not as organized as devils, not as powerful, but they are dangerous. You do not want to get tangled with these.
So, how do we get there?
You're talking to a planar wizard. But I'm not a warrior. So I'm not gonna go with you.
Alright.
What I can do... Go ahead.
How do we get back? That is my only concern.
I can scry on you. I can watch. I have no real time limit, but I can only watch one of you, and you're going to have to do something that lets me know you're ready to come back. Who's it going to be?
I would assume probably imra'lyr, right?
Unfortunately, looking through the scrying on different planes, I can't scry on a broken soul, so I can't scry on her. And going through different planes, I can't hear anything. All I can do is see.
Well, Francisco, if he scries on you, could we maybe have a form that you could shape change into?
As a signal for when
the way I look too. We all can.
Yes.
Mine takes a little time.
Yes.
And he can't scry on me anyway.
I'd prefer that to be you if we do shape change, Francisco?
Well, I could. You say there's no color in this place, so if I changed my color, you wouldn't notice. Okay.
I wouldn't notice anything. You guys are going to a plain void of color.
I will turn myself into imra'lyr. That will be
Okay.
the sign.
I wouldn't be
That
able to
would
see
be-
her anyway, so if I see her at all, I'll know that it's time for you to come back.
Are you sure you all want to come with me?
Oh, heck yeah!
Yeah.
That sounds freaking
This
awesome,
sound-
but I
This
am...
sounds kind of fun.
I don't want to die, but if I die fighting freaking demons, holy crap, yes. That is not a bad way to go.
You're all I have left, so let's do this.
And I'm still going to save Gundren with you. One question, Imra. Do you have any more diamonds?
Let me look. I don't
Take it
remember
out.
how many. I opened it up.
At least worth 500.
I'm seeing this for the first.
Then I can revivify someone if they die.
I'm
we
seeing
don't have
this
to do
for the
this
first
again.
time, and I'm just like, wait, huh? I'm looking at the contents because I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'll say
don't
that
get
inside
the
of there you
wrong
would...
idea. I'm not rich. I only wear these 2 parties with Fenris. He thinks I don't know what he thinks. He just likes to give me things.
So I'm going to say that, yeah, inside there's at least one more diamond, and it's a smaller one worth about 500, but only one.
Okay, that's what I need.
Wait,
Okay.
she
you-
did just say it was him. We know who the person is.
I know. I take it.
Wait, what did I say?
You said,
said it.
Fenris likes to give me things.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I'm a little frantic, not quite paying attention what I'm giving away here. At this
So-
point, she's not being so very private. She's a little too flustered for all that.
So I took it away, and now I can revivify someone. Just one person, so don't die.
I would also like to ask if you've got potions. Tal vez?
Oh,
In
yes.
here?
No, not you. I'm talking
No,
him. Wizard
I have
man.
some
what's-
for
oh.
sale.
You are a dirty man. We are going to go save your friend.
Best friends.
Okay. I will give you 1 greater healing potion and 1 regular healing potion. If you do not use them, I want them back.
Of course.
Yes.
And, when we get back, I might have to talk with you about, a payment plan for that glaive.
I would be more than happy to.
I really want the glaive so bad.
I close the chest. Will you take this and protect it for me?
Always.
If things go well, I really don't want to do what I was planning on.
Always. He takes the chest from you and he sets it down on the table. He's like,
Your friend
okay.
is so nice.
I have a quick question about imra'lyr's head hair. Is it spotty or is it like completely shaven evenly? Or is it like in patches?
I mean, she did do it herself.
I'd
Yeah.
say
Didn't have a mirror.
With a knife.
So,
I mean, that's probably like a dexterity.
yeah, I was
check,
going to say, give me a dex check. And we'll say if it's above a 15, you got it all off. If it's above a 10, you have little patches. If it's below, then it just looks terrible.
A horrible mess.
Yeah.
What was it? Dex?
Yep.
17.
Okay, it's completely bald.
Okay, cool.
No patches. I'm good.
So
Even
as
when I'm out of it.
as you guys are having this conversation, Aphrodite turns around and goes to the little cupboard that's in there and opens it up. And he pulls out this small looking cube. And he's like, this is what I've kind of been using to travel here and there. If I need to jump to a different plane, yes, I can create other things, but this is going to get you there. Essentially, it's a small little version of a cubic gate. Cubic gates are so cool. Crazy, legendary, wondrous item, and this is something that Aphrodite has been working on. Essentially, it has buttons. A real cubic gate has buttons all over it with the different symbols of the different planes. You hit it and it'll take you there. This is just a single little cube with one button. I've only been able to get it to work for one plane, and then it disappears. And then I can bring you guys back later, but this will get you there. I just need to imbue it with the magic for Hades. So give me one moment. He turns around and you see that he pulls out a few tools out of the wardrobe cupboard thing, and he starts working some magic and starts filling up a little vial with some magical arcana essence, puts it into a mortar and pestle and crunches it up.
Guidance him.
Oh, perfect. So he takes it out and he starts moving it around and he starts chanting some words, and then he puts it against the cube, and it starts glowing and it lifts from his hands, and then a burst of light goes out through the whole room, blinding you for a second, and then it comes back down, and you guys see that the button now has a symbol on it, and it is the symbol of Hades. Press this, hold hands, press this, and it'll take you there.
What time is it?
It's nighttime, but I mean, in the plains it's different. There's no sun in Hades.
Well, would it be ideal to go right now? Should we sleep? I can
choose my spells for better helping us in Hades.
It is true.
It is kind of late. Do you have a place where we could sleep?
You guys can
I know this is
sleep and set up camp here.
I know it's urgent, but it's better to go prepared than unprepared.
Or you can come, now that I think about it, I have lots of spare rooms in my house.
Sleepover, slumber party, yes? I've always wanted to do one of those. The barracks is very disgusting. Besides, I have to turn
Francisco.
that report in the morning.
Right.
Okay, Francisco, I will help you with that tonight.
Okay. So, is there anything else you guys are wanting to do?
Finish that report.
Okay.
Help him with that report.
So you guys make your way back down the tower. You make your way over to Aphrodite's house. He sets you up in one of his many different rooms. Francisco stays up late trying to finish his report. And that is actually where we're going to end our session.
Whoa.
Man, this is getting crazy. From Black Spider to
I know,
demons.
we've completely gone off the rails, you guys.
I told you, we are going off the rails. I had to do something interesting. You can't just bring him back.
Right, yeah.
That's boring.
It's boring. Have fun. You're not allowed to have fun that way.
I like these characters. I don't mind extending our our little sessions.
Yeah.
Well,
especially if I can.
We're...
One more level. So
all right, guys.
We need to talk about if we're bringing spit.
All right, well, we can talk about it next time. You guys, everyone watching at home, thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. We've been really enjoying this campaign. We hope you have been too. If you're new to our channel and you're just watching us for the first time, we do have a YouTube channel where we have episodes 1 through 8. They are up. They are ready for you to view if you want to catch up and figure out what happened before. Also, Lore, who plays imra'lyr, has a new video on our channel, Arcana Inc. She is sitting down with each of our players and drawing them. Last Sunday, she and I sat down and we drew spells Spit. We started it. What she's going to be doing is she's going to be starting the drawing and getting it all nice and getting our ideas and colors, and then she'll be finishing it off and premiering it on the next video. So this Sunday she'll be airing it again on our channel, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you know who's...
Francisco.
All right, so we're doing Francisco. We're going to be drawing him, and we will be showing you what last week's video finished product was of Spit the Goblin, who is my favorite character. Perfect.
Nice.
So
I want to see it.
we'll be airing that. Does anyone else have anything else they want to plug?
I've got my YouTube channel, Bardic Inspiration. I'm putting up music, a new song every other week. It takes me a little bit. I spend a lot of time trying to come up with ideas and then finishing them, kind of. So I'm putting them up on YouTube, Bardic Inspiration. They're also on SoundCloud. I don't know if anyone still uses that, but they're there. Also, Bardic Inspiration. They're usually, I've got a lo-fi song, and I'm trying to do some like RPG style music for like this kind of stuff, D&D or whatever. That's the plan, at least.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I had my Twitch channel, Nana Blair. I stream video games. Been doing a lot of Starbound, a lot of Final Fantasy 14, which is more just because I need to grind. But I stream generally Monday through Thursday around 7 p.m. to 9-ish, 9:30. And I usually do the weekends from noon to about 9, but this weekend I will be on hiatus because I got a lot of stuff going on at the house. So, yeah.
All right.
Welcome
Anyone
to
else?
come and watch me in chat. Please
you
talk
go.
with me. People come and watch, but they don't talk to me. So I'm like, this is cool, guys. I'm just going to talk to myself.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
All right.
I do a lot of that.
There you go. Anyone else? Anything else? No? We're good? All right. Well, thank you again, adventurers, for watching us. We appreciate it, and we will see you next week and next time down by the lakeside. See ya.